tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape.
The tape. Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. 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 Grind the tape.
The tape.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro.
The tape.
UGA game day, boy, we ball out. Pull up, put the whole conference in the doghouse. Leave them 6 feet, see me on the win streak. All-star status, go coach, and the bench deep.
Right.
Offense on 10, how we run it? Your best ain't nothing, we gon' send them boys punting. Black and red, got them dead on arrival. Defense, hunker down for the tie. Hey, you don't want it with the dogs. Film guy on it, you don't want it with my dog. Break it down, play by play, that's the day-to-day. They know we ain't come to play, boy, it's UGA. Kirby smart, I cannot play the fool. Back to back, we did not come to lose. Back to back, like we got something to prove. Pay your dues, dog nation on the move. What's up?
We doing a little bit different around here.
We ain't come to play, we ain't come to play. Shut up and grind the tape.
The tape. The tape.
We ain't come to play, we ain't come to play. Them dogs in your face.
Let's grind.
We ain't come to play, we ain't come to play. Shut up and grind the tape.
Shut up. Let's grind.
We ain't come to play, we ain't come to play. Them dogs in your face. Shut up and grind.
Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape.
The tape. The
Shut
tape.
up and grind.
Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro.
Shut up and grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape.
The tape.
Shut up and grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro.
Shut up. The tape.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to MBR, or as we like to call it around here, Nothing But Rants, the show where I find topics that I'm oddly passionate about and I pontificate upon them. These are not hot takes, but rather takes that I'm hot about. What's up? You like that? You really like that?
Let's shut up and grind some tape.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guide Network on a fabulous Thursday evening. Around here, we like to say, last show, best show. A lot of content going around this network Monday through Sunday. And here on Thursday night, it is our last live show before our noon reaction show on Sunday. Welcome in. We got a great one planned for you guys tonight. It is Thursday, so we got Unless It Doesn't Happen. We are also going to take a peek. Tell you what, we are looking at with regards to college football potential playoff impactful storylines this weekend. Of course, as always on Thursdays, we've got our final thoughts as we head into what is set to be another slam-packed loaded weekend of college football. Random thought, random note. We better get used to just random football games that show up and they're randomly tight. We keep talking about fishy lines of the week. I think that's parody in college football showing up every single Saturday, Jonathan. Hey, make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button, like, subscribing, rate, review. And if you miss any portion of tonight's broadcast, it's a Thursday night. I know you got options, but I hope you're watching us on rewatch, watching us on demand, as they would say in the industry. Find us wherever you get your podcast. Just search the Film Guide Network. Leave us a rate and a review over there as well. Jonathan, we have a slammed slate this weekend in college football. 21 of 25 ranked football teams playing this weekend. Only 4 ranked football teams with a bye. A little bit different than last week. I feel like half of the football teams that matter weren't playing last weekend. We got 3 top 15 matchups, Jonathan. We got a Red River battle going on between Oklahoma and Texas that ain't even included in that top 15 matchup. And, of course, we got Deep South's oldest rivalry going down this weekend between Auburn and Georgia. Hell, there's even a Friday night showdown, Jonathan. There's even a Friday night showdown with a top 25 matchup or a top 25 football team. That's a dog. That's a dog on the road. It is such a good slate, my boy. I think we should sit right here and pick them all.
Pick them all.
I think we should sit right here on a Thursday and pick them all.
Like college game day style.
College game day style, pick them all right now. Hey, and against the spread.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Pick them all right here, right now, against the spread. Start with big noon kickoff. Ohio State on the road at Illinois. Jonathan, the Buckeyes a 14.5-point favorite here against a ranked 17th ranked Illini football team. I'm just sitting here all year, and I think this is going to be one of those situations, Jonathan, where you wish in one hand and do the other thing in the other hand and see which one fills up faster. I'm going to wish every single weekend that Ohio State gets pushed to the brink. I don't think it's going to happen all year. Give me the Buckeyes minus 14.5. I'll lay the points.
It's a little interesting.
By the way, welcome in tonight.
Oh, well, thank you.
How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
Good. You have a good day?
I had a fantastic day.
Love to hear that.
Illinois has been a little interesting this year because they aren't exactly the team that I kind of envision them being. Like when you think of Illinois football, you think, hard-nosed, running the ball.
Yeah, maybe 13 personnel.
Yeah,
big boys. Beat them a ball.
Yeah, we're going to play defense. We're going to run the ball. Nah, they're letting Luke Altmaier kind of chunk it around this year. But I still don't think they have enough firepower offensively to keep it super close against Ohio State. So I'm going to lean the 14.5, honestly. I think that's a lot for a ranked matchup in this conference. But I think that, we talk about Oregon has something to prove this weekend, or they feel like they do. I think Ohio State feels like they probably have something to prove as well.
Both laying the points, thinking Buckeyes going to roll. All right, on to our next matchup. Hey, another big-time noon football game as the Alabama Crimson Tide head out to Columbia, Missouri to take on the Missouri Tigers. The Tide, a 3.5-point favorite in this football game. Home dogs in this conference normally pay out. What say you about this football game between Alabama and Missouri, Jonathan?
Man, you're talking about close lines, parity earlier to begin the show. This is the definition of it.
This is the one.
Missouri and Alabama being, I think it's even down to 2.5 for some people right now. I mean, it's getting closer and closer to basically a pick 'em. I've gone back and forth so much with this game, but my gut continues to tell me that Alabama is going to win this game. I think there's even a possibility that Alabama just kind of outright and handles them because – again, I just don't know enough about Missouri against teams like this. Against an Alabama team, you're hosting them. That's great for you. But Alabama has been tested now 2 weeks in a row against ranked teams in this conference. One time on the road, one time at home. They handled both of those teams. Now they're going on the road. It's at 11 a.m. I think that Alabama covers and wins in this one, in my opinion.
A little coaching point here for the camera. Bump camera 4 up just a tad bit. I'd say you're about 6 inches taller than the mustachioed man. So go ahead and pop that up just a tad bit. You look a little squeezed in that there frame. No, all solid points there. I think this is what I got to thinking about today, Jonathan. And I don't mean to do this to Drink because I think Drink is a great football coach. I think he is maximizing his opportunities out there with the Missouri Tigers. But I do wonder this, Jonathan, when was his last keynote big-time win? Because I guess a ranked opponent. Because I think if my memory of Missouri football is correct, it's stand-on business game against Tennessee.
Yeah,
because I looked at it, Jonathan. They had one ranked win last year, and it was over Boston College early in the year. They were a 10-3 football team. Do not get me wrong, but it's his business. All I'm asking is Drinkwitz's biggest, most signature win right now a win over Ohio State in the bowl game?
That's what I was going to go to.
A 14-6 win over a team that had kind of checked out.
Yeah.
Again, doing your job. You're out here winning 10 games a year. At Missouri, you're doing your job, going 10-3. But it was every team that should have beat us. Is Bama a team that should beat them?
Yeah.
So I think that's why I'm picking Bama and laying the 3.5. On top of the facts that we're going to get in later in the show, I just think they're a far more explosive and consistently explosive football team is Alabama. And for that reason, I'm riding with the Tide. I'll lay the 3.5. You too?
Yeah.
Okay. We're not a good start for you, but
I have a reason.
Considering what's behind your head and every single time you talk on this segment,
listen,
not a great start for you.
I have my reasons that I'll point out later.
Okay. Better be good reasons. Let's go on to Pitt at Florida State. I don't want to be picking this one, but I'm gonna. The 25th ranked Florida State Seminoles hosting the Pittsburgh, what are they, Panthers? Mm-hmm. Everybody just goes Pitt there.
Yeah.
Also, yellow and blue being a color combination for the Thurs doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. What do you got in this football game?
What's the line?
Pitt getting 10.5.
Ooh.
10.5 at Doak this weekend on what could be a bounce-back game for Florida State.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil too many of my takes, but this is certainly one of them it's gone 2 weeks in a row now where Florida State has lost heartbreakers. You lost a heartbreaker on the road against Virginia, then you come home, you have a primetime matchup against an in-state rival in the Miami Hurricanes. You drop that one as well. And now you got to go play at noon at your home stadium again. That's a hard one to show up for, in my opinion. Not only for the fans, for the team as well. I might take the 10.5 for Pittsburgh.
I ain't laying damn near 11 for Florida State all year. You can miss me on that one. Florida State might win the football game, but they ain't doing so by more than 10.5 points. Give me Pittsburgh plus 10.5, and Florida State wins the football game.
We're both taking 10.5 here for Pittsburgh.
Too many points.
Oh,
Too many points. It's a sport of parity. It's a fourth quarter football game.
True.
Any given Saturday sport nowadays. Hey, just gonna coach you up one more time. Keep us in 2 more than 3. Yeah. Just for clipping purposes.
It's hard. We're conversing, though.
I
That's
know.
where
you're
looking.
Right. You know what? You do you, big dog.
I'm trying to do me.
We'll hope the AI robot, squares us in properly.
All right.
That's on me. I'm going to shut up now. Because you're right. I'm looking right at you the whole damn show. I'm not even going to look at chat. It's going to be me and you.
All right.
It's going to be me and you. Lock in right here on a Thursday night. All vibes. We got Vacation Kirby out of here. You can go back to 3. I'm with you. You know what? Now that I think about staying 3.
All right.
You know what? Just stay here. Wazoo on the road. The rare Washington State in Mississippi. What you got in this matchup between Wazoo and Ole Miss?
This is 31.5, right?
It's 31 and a hook. The random 31 and a hook.
Hey, this ain't last year's Wazoo team, all right? John Mateer was carrying the wagon for those boys,
Yes,
all right?
he was.
And had John Mateer been there this year, this is probably like 10.5 points, I would say, something along the lines of that. So tells you how valuable the old Mateer boy is. We'll also find out this weekend. But 31.5 points is a lot for anybody. I don't care who it is. I'll take the 31.5 happily.
I smell 55-20. Got it written all over it. 58-24, got it written all over it. Ole Miss scores a bunch of points, bunch of garbage scores late from Washington State. It's 35-7 at the half all day right here. Layton Wood, 31.5. I'm good with it. Give me the big-time home favorite Rebs covering the 31.5. Fresh off a bye, Jonathan.
Lane Kiffin is one of these guys.
Great at home, run it up, Tommy.
Yeah, anytime he gets one of these matchups, he loves to run the score up. He loves to make it look like an absolute beatdown. So, no. I'm sticking with my guns.
Yeah,
I'm going to take Washington State 31.5.
Something's got to break the tie here,
right.
Jonathan. Because somebody's wearing the gloves up off this one.
Oh, we're going to do double time in the gloves potentially?
You know what? I might have to go to Amazon to get the Hulkamania gloves. Loser gets none. No. You want to get hit by the firm ones if you win. Loser has to wear them, and winner gets to go bare fist.
Oh.
Just for like a cool 10 seconds.
10 seconds can be a lot.
But yeah, hey, bare fist guy has to put dominant hand behind back.
Ah, okay.
So you get the Hulk hands if you lose. But we'll figure something out. Figure something out. Seems like it'd be a decent bit.
Fighting on stream?
We wouldn't have to put it on main,
Patreon only. You got to pay to watch that, all right?
Indiana, the Hoosiers, 7th ranked Hoosiers, Jonathan, on the road at Austin Stadium.
Autzen. You
were
about to say something else.
I about did. That's what. You know what? That'd have been the wrong clip to be far in there, dude. My affinity for World War II documentaries. You
didn't even have to tell me for that one.
The Hoosiers on the road taking on the Ducks. Jonathan, 3:30 CBS. The homie Gary calling this one.
Love that for Gary.
Hey, I think both quarterbacks are great, but I think Oregon's is better. And I think Oregon is better in every other facet in this football game. I like Oregon to cover the 7.5.
Them making this 7.5 points tells me that Vegas thinks this is going to be a shootout. I don't even know what the over-under is for this game. But if they're saying they're going to keep it within a touchdown, that indicates to me that it's probably going to be a shootout. Like it's going to be like a 49-42 game or something.
I think I saw the over at
like
59.5.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't see it going that way. I see it going as I think Oregon's probably going to beat them down. Kind of like what you've been saying. I think Oregon probably wins this game by 10 points, 14 points, maybe even 17. I just think that Oregon is way more talented on both sides of the ball, although Indiana's offensive, as we have learned this year, is very dangerous. But I'll take the 7.5 in favor of Oregon.
You're going to Vice this season, Vice with quality. Shout out to our friends over at Lucy's. Lucy Breakers. I got the mint in tonight, Jonathan. Promo code FGN over there at Lucy.io. Get 20% off with promo code FGN. Shout out to those folks. Hey, on to this next one, Jonathan. Red River, Oklahoma. Hey, are you a Texas versus Oklahoma guy, or are you an Oklahoma versus Texas guy?
I guess Texas, Oklahoma.
I guess there's a right answer. Here's the right answer. Who's got the lead in the series? That's who gets the lead in the name. Texas versus Oklahoma in the Red River rivalry, Jonathan. Lined open, sneaky, very fishy. Texas minus 3.5, and now all the way down to Texas minus 1.5. Probably going to settle at a pick 'em, you would imagine, by the time kickoff starts. I think that's a combination of Mateers playing and a combination of maybe some late money riding in on the Sooners.
Honestly, if this would be this is the best money line pick in my opinion this week. If you're going to find some value of, you get to pick Oklahoma as an underdog. By the way, John Mateer just got upgraded to probable, so that indicates that he's going to play more than likely. So I like that. I'll take Oklahoma plus 1.5. I think they win this game. I think their defense is going to be a massive problem for Texas's offense. They're continuing to just not really figure things out up front. Quarterback trying to figure some things out. You got a lot of things not going your way if you're the Longhorns. I'll take it just based off Oklahoma's defense.
Hot take. I was probably going to take one with Michael Hawkins. Give me that plus 1.5. Give me those Sooners. Give me that Red River rivalry at 3:30. Can't wait to watch it. It's going to be a great football game. I think it's going to be a defensive slobber knocker.
Yeah.
Dude. Va-Tech at Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech a 14.5-point favorite here, Jonathan. No way Georgia Tech goes sloppy 2 games in a row, right?
You wouldn't think so.
Like a random sweater at Wake Forest. Can't be doing that. You're a top 15 program. We think you are. You're voted as such. Everyone's putting you in the polls as such. Go out here and handle a relatively bad football team, huh?
Is this Georgia Tech at home?
Yes, it is.
Okay, that makes me feel better about this one then. 14 in the hook, right?
Fade me. I'm not trying to stir you. I'm not trying to steer you one way or the other, I should say. That hook is suspicious too.
It is.
What if that's like a 31-17 game? You'd walk home a loser, Jonathan.
You're right. I do hate hooks in these scenarios when you're picking a team to cover the points. And you know what? I was kind of mentioning it, how you get these get-back games with teams that are fired their head coach because you got a guy fighting for his job. He's trying to fight for a new job. He's trying to fight for that permanent. No more interim. I'm the permanent head coach here, and the guys are getting bought in. You know what word on the street is? The Hokies are bought in. I'm going to take the Hokies plus 14.5.
Hell yeah. I love the boldness. NC State at Notre Dame. This is one of them lines where I was like, oh, you think they some poop, huh? Vegas think NC State some garbage. How about this one? 22.5 points, Jonathan. I got Notre Dame 42-28 territory, 42-27 territory, which means an NC State cover.
That is a lot of points.
It's a lot of points for a 4-2 NC State football team. Now, look, again, I'm with Vegas. I think NC State's some not-so-good football team too, but that's a lot of points.
You know what? I'm going to trust this part of Notre Dame knows what their schedule is. They're fighting for a playoff spot. We got to earn those flash points. Give me Notre Dame to cover in this one.
I don't know why I went goofy movie just now, but who cares? Hey, my Cyclones, 22-ranked Cyclones. A little get-back opportunity.
Dude.
Hey, trying to get up off the mat. Don't be doing that. Cincinnati, good football team. Bearcat, good football team. Bearcats, good football team. My Cyclones were down Big Citrus, too. Now, I don't care.
And 2 corners.
I don't care if they're down Big Citrus and 2 corners this weekend against a bad Colorado football team. They're better than 2.5 points.
I agree.
Give me the Cyclones over the Buffaloes.
They may not be my Cyclones, but
they ought to be.
I'll join you in the boat this time, and I will take the Cyclones with the points. Again, Colorado just – I feel like it's a team that has not been able to find their identity this year, and they struggled with Houston. I don't think Houston's all that great either. So, yeah, I'll take the Cyclones in this one.
Contemplating whether or not you'd want to be in a boat when a cyclone were around.
Depends on the boat, maybe.
Depends on the cyclone. If it turns into a Sharknado, you don't want to be anywhere near it.
Sharknado.
Assuming you're on a boat, you're probably in a body of water. Arkansas. Hey, how about a sneaky SEC football game nobody's talking about? Arkansas at Tennessee, 12th ranked Tennessee. Tennessee favored by 11.5 in this football game. Nobody's just very sleepy.
Yeah.
Get back opportunity. Another one here. right? Tennessee lost this football game last year in a bad situation late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
On a fourth down.
The thing that would get me in this one is if Joey Aguilar has, I don't know, 2 interceptions in this game.
Plausible.
2 more opportunities for Taylor Green to make some magic happen.
Bobby P's debut.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I'll go ahead and give you another one of my takes, not to kind of spoil everything, but I think that there is a world where Arkansas kind of catches Tennessee off guard a little bit this weekend because you got Bobby Petrino, who obviously wants to be the head coach there. That's what he's fighting for. I think you're going to see some mix-ups and some change-ups here a little bit, especially when you've had that much turnover in a staff over a bye week. It makes me feel like you're definitely going to have something new to throw at these guys.
Hey, here's a great idea. Let's fire the entire defensive staff the week we play Tennessee.
Yeah, like you're telling me that there's not going to be anything new with that defense that they haven't shown on tape?
I'm more worried about, hey, brand new coaching staff, y'all go prep for Tennessee. That's what I would be more worried about. Not like, hey, is Tennessee going to see something they weren't expecting from the defense? That's not, to me, that's not that big of a deal. The harder prep is how in the hell do we prepare for all the pace, all the space, all the different things Tennessee's doing now? By the way, my first time calling plays. Who's even calling plays defensively right now for Arkansas?
I don't know.
It's a tough ask. I'm laying them 11.5 points. Give me the Vols.
That Tennessee defense ain't too great. I don't think it's all that great.
It's banged up. They're going to be all right.
It's banged up, and it's still banged up.
Is Jamal McCoy playing?
No.
What was he listed this week? Still like
doubtful, I think.
Wasn't even questionable.
Yeah,
wasn't
it was
close.
early on in the week. They said he's not going to play.
So like 2 weeks ago, they were talking about this being the aiming point, right?
So pretty shoddy pass defense.
A Vol hater, huh?
No, and I'm not a Vol hater. Again, like we talk about all these close lines in these games, and then we're going to have 10.5 points. And Tennessee's a really good team, but they've given up points to just about everybody at explosive points. So I'm going to say Taylor Green. This is all it is based off of. I'm going to say Taylor Green makes some things happen in this one, and I'm going to say that Arkansas covers.
All right. Florida at A&M, 7 o'clock kick. What say you about the Gators' chances this weekend against the Aggies?
I don't like it.
Yeah, have you seen this injury report?
Oh, it's littered. Littered with names.
Crazy.
Yeah, so based off of that, I just don't like it. And again, like knowing that DJ was banged up, he wasn't on the injury report, but knowing that he got banged up last week, they're trying to rest him probably. He probably wasn't practicing a whole lot this week. A lot of other guys are not practicing as well. You had some offensive success against Texas. Now you get to go on the road against a Texas A&M team that is rolling. They're playing, and especially like after watching that Texas A&M defensive tape too, I think they're going to be prepared for what Florida's trying to do. I think that you're not going to catch them off guard like you did Texas with Dallas Wilson. I think I like Texas A&M pretty comfortably here.
I'm done fading Billy. I'm done. Now, look, I don't think they win this football game. There's a lot going on. That A&M football team is very, very good. I think they lose this football game like 23-17, and I'm going to be sweating the 7.5 the entire football game because it's not enough. I need 11 to feel good about this one. Mm-hmm. But I'm done thinking Florida's just going to lay down and get blown out. I've been thinking this for 3 or 4 weeks, and it just won't happen.
I don't think it's a blowout.
Ever since that South Florida loss, I was like, oh, my God, they're done.
Yeah.
They're so cooked. Everybody knows this guy's a dead duck, and they're just going to lay down on this guy. Selective surgeries left and right. Injury reports ridiculous. It makes no sense. I'll take the 7.5, and I'll ride out.
All right.
I think A&M's going to beat them, but it's one of these games. You know?
I don't hate the thought process there.
Now, same thought process in the reverse. Kansas at Texas Tech. Texas Tech laying 14.5 points. The 9th-ranked football team on the spoon, welcoming the spoon to town, the Kansas Jayhawks. I can't imagine if this is supposed to be an algorithm play for us. We're going to cut this up, put this out. First time you're listening to us, you're like, what the hell? You're just talking about a spoon. Yeah, I got an ice cream addiction. I'm putting a spoon back down. Texas Tech's going to roll. Vegas thinks they are. I'm gonna think Vegas knows something that I don't know.
Texas Tech has beaten the crap out of everybody that they've faced this year. It's why I asked the question yesterday during a What If Wednesday segment of at what point, like how many times do they have to do this in their conference for us to say like, all right, maybe these guys are a legit contender? Because I think people just kind of wrote Arizona State off last year and were like, whatever, they're just the Big 12 representative. And then all of a sudden they got a close game against Texas in the first round of the playoff. Like, oh, maybe these guys are actually pretty competitive. I think the same thing might be said for Texas Tech.
Tinfoil hat theory. What if the football gods get them back for that horrific decision on the logo change?
I made a tweet about it, and there's some Texas Tech fans that were not happy with me.
Oh, they like it?
Apparently, I don't know how large of the fan base it is, but apparently a lot of them were asking for it. It looks stupid, by the way. I don't know why you'd ask that.
That was strong.
It looks horrible.
I told you, to me, it looks like double temple.
Yeah.
It looks like it's got two temple T's on top of each other.
I think the logo lost all its character.
Yeah.
But I'll take the Texas Tech.
I don't like this new – yeah, never mind. Not going to say that.
I'll take Texas Tech minus 11.5.
It's 14.5.
14.5, whatever it is. I'll take it.
All right, I'm laying it too. As we just crapped on their new logo, which they like, we're riding the Red Raider trade this weekend. How about that? Michigan at USC, Jonathan. USC, a 2.5-point home favorite.
God, so many close lines.
Vegas doesn't believe in this 15th ranked Michigan football team, do they?
I don't either, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was skeptical of them early in the year when they leaped up into the rankings real quick, and everybody was kind of high on them. I was like, I don't know why we have these guys so highly ranked right now. They've remained ranked. They're in the top 15. I don't think they're a top 15 team. I just don't see it yet. I know that Bryce Underwood is really starting to get on a roll again, which is a good thing to see after the Oklahoma game. But I've been saying this year that USC quietly playing some good football, some balanced football. They got a pretty good defense behind that offense. Jay Mayava, he's playing good quarterback for them as well. So I'll take USC minus 2.5 in this one.
Or at least I got a couple of theories on picking games around here. Against the spread, they don't necessarily work, but this is a very close. It's almost a pick 'em football game. Explosives matter. They matter. One of these football teams relies on explosives through the ground. They're really good at it. It's Michigan. The other team's explosive all around.
Yeah.
And because of the emergence and the further emergence of Mekhi Lemon and some of the stuff that they got on the outside with Jacoby Lane, defenses are really threatened right now, and they're actually chunking people in the run game now as well. I like USC in this football game, and I'll lay the 2.5. I'm not all that worried about it. I think they win by a score. Now, this one's interesting. South Carolina, the annual 17 night games that LSU gets. Another night game out there in Baton Rouge. LSU, the 11th ranked football team, a 9.5-point favorite. Jonathan, I'll go ahead and get out in front of this. I don't think LSU's multiple enough to be laying 10 points against any conference opponent in this league not named Kentucky. Give me South Carolina. Give me the 9.5 points. Give me Dylan Stewart 2.5 sacks in this football game.
I was with you until I saw South Carolina's injury report, which I guess they've updated.
It's thick.
Maybe I need to go look at it. It's not just thick. It's 3 starting offensive linemen listed as doubtful or out in this game.
Thompson, one of them?
No, he's not one of them.
So we still got a brick wall out there left
Let's
tackle.
see if they've updated this at all.
Even though PFF, I believe, would tell you he's playing bad ball. Interesting grading system.
We got all 3 offensive linemen listed as out for this game.
Is one of them number 54?
We got Kason Henry, Nolan
That's
Hay.
the starting right tackle.
Nolan Hay and Markey Anderson.
No numbers?
58 and 62.
I think 58 is the starting left tackle. 62 might be the starting right guard, which means they still got the no, that must be center, right guard, right tackle. Because the left guard is a freshman, and the left tackle is Josiah Thompson. So they got center to the right tackle out is what it sounds like to me. We just watched them last week.
Okay, so looks like that one of those is a backup. Or 2 of them are a backup. Okay.
You're good.
All right.
You're good.
Makes you feel a little bit better.
You're good.
I agree with you. No run game whatsoever for LSU this year, and as much as Brian Kelly wants to say, we just need one 75-yard ripper and we're fine. That's a run game right there. Nah, I don't get that. I'm not buying that. The offense has struggled. I know that Garrett Nussmeier's dinged up, but I think that South Carolina can hang within 10 points in this one.
We sold them, folks. That means no way that bet's going correctly. The 18th ranked BYU Cougars on the road at he who shall not be named on this network's place at Arizona. BYU, a 2.5-point favorite. Hey, ain't no way in Sam's hell I'm picking Buddy from San Jose State. So give me the Cougars. I don't care if Vegas thinks they know something. I know something. Buddy from San Jose State shall never be gambled upon.
Never?
Not me.
Oh,
no, says I. The Arizona AD that's his buddy can do it, but not me. Actually, he's doing a pretty good job. He's 4-1 with a non-threat thrower.
Yeah.
Without Tate.
Yeah.
You know, so Ted, my bad. He don't like me calling Ted. Go ahead.
I'm going to ride with Buddy from San Jose State.
No!
He needs some more supporters.
Is he still wearing lays?
I don't know.
We got to find out.
But he's going to lay the hammer this weekend. I know that much.
That's a little lob to the homie right there.
Yeah.
Attaboy. Attaboy. Hey, let's stay in the state of Arizona, or at least with a team from there. The 21st ranked Arizona State Sun Devils on the road at Utah, a 5.5-point dog, are the ranked opponent here. Vegas thinks they finna get stomped. What say you? Pick it against the spread. Second to last one we got here.
Who's Arizona State play?
Huh?
Who's Arizona State play?
They play Utah. At Utah.
Oh, yeah.
Utes me.
Give me the Utes. Look, I've watched Arizona State a couple of times. Most recently, I watched them against TCU. TCU, it seems like every single time.
You've been watching a lot of TCU football. They're trying to put Josh Hoover in your algorithm because they know that you're a ball knower, that you respect quarterbacks, competing from the pocket like my man Josh Hoover. Just throwing it to the other team a little bit too much.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
And they're struggling to close games. The times that I've watched TCU this year, they just cannot close out a football game. It was the same case against Arizona State. But I'll take the Utes in this one. I was really high on Utah earlier on in the year, and I'll continue to ride with them.
You know what? I'm going to fade J. Will. I got the Utes in my notes, but give me the Sun Devils on the road. Little road devil. Little road devil this weekend. Give me Arizona State. Hey, last one, Georgia at Auburn. Fishiest line of the week. Jonathan, be quick. We got a lot to talk about in the local hour on this one.
Georgia minus 2.5.
Go on,
3.5.
bark on them. Go on,
Georgia
bark
minus
on them,
3.5.
Jonathan. I'll take Georgia barely. Georgia by 4. Hey, Friday night game. South Florida, the ranked football team on the road at none other than North Texas. North Texas, the home favorite in this game, Jonathan. North Texas, a 1.5-point favorite at home against the ranked Bulls. What say you?
This must mean that North Texas is really good against the run. That's what that's telling me. I'm going to let me see if my instincts are correct here, because that's what USF does. They run the clock and they run the ball really well.
We as journalists here on this network, Jonathan, we tell stories occasionally. We're broadcast journalists now, but we do a little carrying with the pen every once in a while. Have you heard the story of this quarterback at North Texas, Drew Mestemaker?
No.
Drew Mestemaker has thrown for 1,300 yards as a true freshman at North Texas this year, okay, in his first 5 games. His first start at North Texas this year, Jonathan, was his first start of his career since the 9th grade team in high school. He didn't start on their JV team. He didn't start on their varsity team. And he started as a true freshman in North Texas, and he's thrown for 1,300 yards and gone 5-0.
And he's on a college roster?
Yeah. Starting. Was the 6th stringer in spring ball and is now their starter. Walk on. Out here slinging pill.
Man, that's a great story. That really pulls on my heartstrings to the point where, never mind. North Texas is 116th in the country against the run. What are we doing? Why are they the home favorite here? Blah, blah, blah. All the stories you want about this quarterback, 6-string or whatever.
Oh.
Byron Brown finna run for 200 on these boys. Give me the Bulls.
The pacing on that, what are we doing, was so perfect. But give me North Texas.
Green Machine, baby.
The Green Machine with a bird logo on their helmet. Very interesting out there. Definitely thought they were the Green Eagles. The Green Machine, though, way better.
Yeah.
Not as cool as the Thundering Herd,
No,
but
you're
way
right.
better.
You're right.
Hey, all that against the spread. Jonathan, I thought that segment was money. Absolute money. You know what else is money, Jonathan?
What's that?
How about this? You know me, my phone stays dying.
Yes,
So how
it
about
does.
our friends over at Ridge sent me a power bank knowing that my phone stays dying. This thing right here, magnetic to the back, and it got a kickstand. How about
Ooh.
that? How about that?
Very
And you can go
innovative.
pick that up today, and you can get 10% off on one of these purchases over at Ridge, at ridge.com, promo code Brooks10. That's so money, isn't it, Jonathan?
Yeah, you know what else is money?
What?
This Ridge wallet that
What?
they have as well.
And that can hold money.
You know, one of the worst things about those other wallets is that it's real thick. It
Bulky.
sits in your pocket. You can't
Yeah.
if you have it in your back pocket, you got to take it down when you sit down because it just doesn't feel very comfortable. This nice and slim, fits all your cards, even has a little money clip. So if you carry cash, don't worry about that. You can just slide it in the back right there, and it's just nice and slim, fits in your pocket. Barely even notice it's there. Great product as well.
Jonathan, when we kicked the show off tonight at 8 o'clock, my phone was at like 69%. Now it's at 91.
Wow,
I mean,
efficient.
Like that. And look, it even gives you a digital, battery percentage of how much your battery pack has left.
That's money.
Shout out to Ridge. Again, promo code Brooks10 over there to get 10% off. All right, Jonathan, it's Thursday. You ready to take a peek?
Oh, yeah, I love taking a peek.
Hey, go ahead and let the folks know what you're taking a peek at this week while I take a peek myself.
Oh, all right then. Let's go. The J. Will solo show. We're about to let it rip right here, baby. All right. First one I'm going to be taking a peek at, and I kind of teased this yesterday, Penn State versus Northwestern. I'm very questionative of what we're going to get from this football team. Of when a team is at its highest of highs, like this year we talked about Penn State being labeled as the number one team in the country, a potential national title favorite, might even be the best team in the Big Ten. Like, everything is pointing towards you as you might be the best that college football has to offer. You got Drew Aller coming back. You got Katron Allen, Nick Singleton, all the great stuff. Everything that you want in a potential national title winner. And then you have not a letdown game against Oregon, but you lose a very important game, something that has continued to happen with this program under James Franklin. And then to finish it all off, you go and lose to a 0-4 UCLA Bruins team with a brand new head coach, brand new coaching staff, basically, a team that hasn't have a pulse. And now you got to go play another team this week that has struggled this year. Like, what Penn State team are we going to get? We got people in the fan base talking about we might want to boycott this game. Like, people sound checked out.
Boycott PSU.
I'm just saying, I'm not watching that one whatsoever. Because I said I'm not going to be paying attention to Penn State at all for the rest of the year if you lose against Oregon. So I'm just going to take a peek at it.
You know what I'm taking a peek at, Jonathan? If Ohio State handles Illinois at Illinois this weekend, and if Oregon handles Indiana at home this weekend, I think I know who already is two of the top four seeds. We got straight seedings in college football playoffs this year, right? First time, long time, okay? Straight seedings in the college football playoff. If those two teams get past these ranked opponents this weekend, I think there's no doubt they run the table on their regular season slate. For Oregon, it's like, will travel get you? And maybe at Iowa, is USC good enough to beat you at home? Don't think so. Right? If you get past that this weekend, you're good. You're running the slate, in my opinion. I feel the same way about Ohio State. I think Illinois is the toughest matchup for them moving forward, particularly where it's at. They get Penn State at home, if my memory serves me correct. They're going to walk through Penn State. Penn State's not going to score 14 points against Ohio State this year. So if these two teams get past these two tests, you can go ahead and mark it down. They're two of the top four automatic buys. And then I think I know a third one as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Miami. I think right now, after this weekend, if these two teams get past these two tests, I think we can almost about 75% safely say, still college football, still get random upsets every once in a while, still random occurrences, but 75% chance we know three of the top four seeds.
Don't even mention Michigan and Ohio State's schedule. Not like they haven't even earned the right to that.
I love how you just got done saying you don't believe in them.
I said Michigan.
I know, but you 10 minutes ago, you just got done saying you don't believe in Michigan. I said Vegas does not believe in Michigan. You said I don't either.
Yeah, and I also
you believe in them in that matchup. I get what you're saying though, because that's at Michigan. If I'm right.
Yes, because they planted the flag. Remember. I also haven't believed in Michigan.
I do remember.
I also haven't believed in Michigan for like the last 4 years. And they've managed to pull off upsets against Ohio State.
You're right.
I think they've just earned the right. I think they've just earned the right to be mentioned in Ohio State's schedule as teams that you got to get through at this point.
Make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button, liking the stream. That's how we get put into other people's algorithm, folks. Here's how it works, by the way. If our subscribers show YouTube that they really like the stuff that we do, they put it in front of new people. That's how that works. Right? So you as a current subscriber can help us find new people by not only telling them word of mouth, right? Still looking for certified ball knower of the week. Let's get some submissions in the chat on that one. But also, liking the videos that we put out every single time. Okay. I'll be taking a peek at Missouri this weekend. If they beat Alabama, they're going 10-2 automatically if they beat Alabama this weekend.
Yeah.
At Auburn, at Vandy, Texas A&M, Mississippi State at home, at Oklahoma, at Arkansas. If they beat Alabama this weekend, they will be a playoff team because they afford the right to lose 2 of those football games, Jonathan. 2 of them.
I know, and I counted 3 or 4 they could lose.
All right. At Auburn?
That's a win.
Okay. At Vandy?
Could be a loss.
All right. We'll put a question mark. A&M, I'll put a question mark. Mississippi State at home.
At home, all right.
Jonathan, we're talking about hypothetically they're beating Bama.
Hey, I was going to say it's a win.
At Oklahoma?
It's a loss probably.
All right, you're giving a straight loss. At Arkansas?
It's probably a win.
All right, so you got 2 question marks left, and I'm affording them 2 losses.
I'm just saying there's 3 potential losses
How
there.
did that schedule get so much harder?
Oklahoma's way better than they were last year.
Vandy's way better.
People
last year, this was one of these schedules we were like, how did they get that? That's bullcrap. We'll go what these guys got to go through.
Texas A&M was kind of up and down too much for anybody to be buying into. So that would explain why, probably. I'm going to be taking a peek at a very interesting quarterback. This is for quarterback purposes only. Nebraska versus Maryland. We got Malik Washington versus Dylan Raiola, 2 young quarterbacks. Or I guess Dylan Raiola is not a young quarterback anymore. We're halfway through our 2nd year as a starting quarterback at the college level. Still developing, still showing signs of being a great processor. But just kind of curious how these 2 guys are going to battle it out. I think Maryland is one of those teams that we're talking about when we say like any given weekend. I think they kind of are one of those maybe in the Big Ten just because of what their offense is providing right now. So just taking a peek at that one. Want to know what those 2 guys do.
Boy, they had a gut-wrenching loss last week.
Yeah, they did.
They were up 28-7 in that football game.
I think so, yeah.
DeMont Williams just finding ways to win a football game there. You know what I'll be looking at? You just mentioned the Big Ten. I'll be taking a peek to see who the 3rd best team in the Big Ten is, right? Annually, that answer has been Penn State.
Yeah.
Penn State, 3rd best team. Well, Penn State's left the void there. I don't think anybody's rushing to the table to say Penn State's the 3rd best team in the Big Ten right now. So who is? Who is going to compete for that automatic college football playoff territory as the quote-unquote 3rd best team in the Big Ten? I think we're going to get good answers this weekend, right? Is it Indiana? Indiana's got an opportunity to beat Oregon or play it close and be, hey, wow, that's a good football team. That's not the Indiana of last year. That's the Indiana of this year. That's a playoff team, right? You have an opportunity to stamp yourself as potentially that this weekend, right? A team they absolutely drugged through the water. Illinois got an opportunity this weekend at home, number 1 ranked team in the country, defending national championship at your place. Play them tight. Play them really, really tight. Handle the rest of your business. You might be a playoff team. You might be the 3rd best team in the Big Ten. Obviously, Michigan up for grabs right here. Has a chance to do it or at least stamp themselves as, I know we got a young quarterback. I know we don't have weapons, but we're a playoff team. We're the 3rd best team in the Big Ten. It's us. A lot of opportunities in that area for the Big Ten this weekend.
Yeah, I think you could say that for all the conferences almost outside of the ACC right now. Still, I think you kind of know the ACC at the moment, in my opinion.
Hell, out in the Big 12 is who's number 2.
Yeah, you're right. So I think really between the SEC and the Big Ten this weekend is a big weekend to figure out like who are your true competitors. Is it really going to be as wide of a field as we think it's going to be? I think that's a big weekend for answering that question.
It's another thing I'm taking a peek at. We just mentioned the Big 12. Hey, y'all just going to roll over and let Texas Tech buy dominance in that league, or is somebody going to put up a fight? Vegas says nobody's going to put up a fight. Vegas says 14.5 points. Kansas, who is what, the 4th, 5th, 6th best team in that conference? They're not a bottom dweller.
Yeah.
They're one of the more competitive football programs out there nowadays under Lance Leipold. 14.5 points in that league, like that's a spread we see from like the best team in that conference versus the worst. I think there's a Houston game this weekend that's got a 14.5 point spread. Like this is uncommon in this conference for one of these teams to be this statistically dominant over the rest of them. I'm very curious to see, is it the rest of the conference just going to roll over? Are they that much better than everybody else? If they are, again, one of these other 12 spots, it seems like midway through October, we're handing over. All right. Meanwhile, in the SEC, we don't have any answers right now in the middle of October. A whole bunch of questions.
Mm-hmm. I'll go to the SEC for this one. I'm going to be taking a peek at the Tennessee-Arkansas game. This is not a full-screen watch for me because you're at the 4:30 slot, and that means you're going to be in the middle of this Oregon-Indiana game, so you're getting pushed to the side. So I'll be paying attention to it just a little bit, see what Arkansas is doing, see what if Tennessee's defense is going to take any strides. We'll figure that out.
Last thing I got for you. Well, two more things. First and foremost, we've been talking a lot about this Texas offensive line, right? This problem at left guard. Hey, we also spent like the first 5 weeks of the season on this network wondering if Oklahoma's going to be able to John Mateer legs and explosives with the arm their way through a conference that's this gruesome, right? This schedule that's this tough. These amount of opponents with these types of line of scrimmage players, are you going to be able to go into games with an offensive line that feels like it needs to be hidden and a running game that has to be required to have his quarterback get 12 touches in order for y'all to be efficient on the ground? This is an example of one of these battles again. And I told Jonathan before the show, and I think this is to be true, if they get through this football game against Texas, hiding those deficiencies with a quarterback who is less than 100%. We don't know how good he's going to be. We know he's going to try to play, but we don't know what it's going to ultimately look like. If they get through this one with defense and hiding an offensive line and a quarterback that's not 100%, we no longer can look at their schedule that is gruesome moving forward. But going into the season, we looked at it like, damn, look at all those hurdles Oklahoma's got to go through at the end of the year. If they get through this one with a banged-up quarterback, still hiding a young offensive line, still getting through all the growing pains with a brand-new offensive coordinator, if they get through this one, we can't keep looking at Oklahoma's schedule going, wow, look at all the hurdles. No, we need to look at Oklahoma as the hurdle. As look at, oh God, Oklahoma's on the schedule now. And it totally tilts the projections that we had going into the season looking at this football team. If they can get through it with all their problems on their roster right now, they are the problem moving forward.
Yeah, in the preseason, Oklahoma was kind of looked at one of these teams of, that's a tough one.
Schedule, you know
that's
what I mean?
A tough one, but and if you're talking about the team that had Oklahoma on the schedule, like, yeah, that's a tough one, good defense. We don't know about the offense, though. So we see, like, yeah, tough break, but you should probably handle them. But now they're becoming the team of, you don't want them on your schedule right now.
Last thing I got for you, okay? Notre Dame's got 2 losses, Jonathan.
Yes.
They play a ranked opponent moving forward, depending on what happens with USC.
Classic.
Okay? They're currently, and I know the AP doesn't matter. Everybody's gone viral crapping on the AP, especially bad voters on the AP. I know it don't matter. But power rankings matter. FPIs matter, don't they? You know what the AP ranking of Notre Dame is right now?
What's that?
16th. You know where they got to get to be an automatic bid into the college football playoff?
11.
11, because the 12th goes to the Charity Bowl, right? The non-Power 4 highest ranked.
Yeah.
Okay? So they got to get inside that top 11 to be a playoff team. Mm-hmm. Jonathan, they're getting there. They don't even have to win out with style points neither. All they got to do is not lose. You telling me there's not going to be another 3 or 4 teams lose football games over the next 6 weeks?
I mean, not only that, I think what's helped them the most is Penn State and Texas, everybody's counting them out now. I mean, they're unranked right now. They're not even in the college football playoff discussion at the moment. So those 2 teams getting punted out of the mix, that opened the door for Notre Dame to get into the playoffs. Like what needed to happen for them to get back into the mix, it's happened.
We're as close to those 2 losses as we will ever be, and they are ranked 16th.
Yeah.
They are only going to smack cans the rest of the way except for USC.
Yep.
And when that one's played tight, no matter what USC is ranked, you know what that college football playoff committee will say amongst themselves.
Great rivalry
Oh, it's a rivalry game.
Yeah.
It's a rivalry game, you know? So it had to be played close. Yeah, they're a playoff team. I don't know if you're sitting there wondering it. Some people think Florida's, back on track if they went out 9-3 playoff team.
What?
Yeah, that's what people are saying.
Who's saying?
I mean, dude, I heard that guy that, the mouthpiece for the Big Ten say that. Hey, unless it doesn't happen, Jonathan, let's be quick because we still got final thoughts, and I got a lot of them.
Okay.
Let's be quick. Hey, I got one for you. Neuheisel knows nothing but dubs. Bruins ball back as Blonde Bomber dials it up. UCLA knocks off Michigan State.
So we have elected to combine, unless it doesn't happen with Sunday headlines today.
God forbid I be creative.
I didn't say it was a bad thing. I was just asking. Like that's what we have elected to do.
John John Smith goes down. You're not even Jonathan this weekend. You're John Smith. John Smith goes down.
All right.
Jon Smith down.
Tough break for the Jonathans. You know what's harder than recovering from a heartbreaking loss at
Spelling
home?
Jonathan without the H?
Yeah, apparently it is hard for a lot of people. Trust me, I would know. But you know what's harder than recovering from a heartbreaking loss at home against a ranked team?
Getting off the spoon?
No. Showing up for a noon game against an unranked opponent.
Oh, yeah.
So Florida State, it's happening for the third time in a row. 3 losses in a row for the Seminoles. Pittsburgh coming into town, knocking them off in their home stadium. Bye-bye, Mike Norvell.
No.
Heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
No. Lincoln Sink versus Wink. Trojans trounce troubled Wolverines. You heard it here first. Trojans on top this weekend.
You know, something got lost in the headlines this week, Brooks.
What's that?
Everyone wants to talk about the Red River rivalry.
Ooh.
Everyone wants to talk about Oregon versus Indiana.
Talk to 'em.
Everyone wants to talk about Missouri versus Alabama.
They do.
Well, I think we need to be talking about Nebraska having to travel all the way over to Maryland. I mean, it's a whole flight, Brooks.
whole
They have to
flight.
travel from Nebraska
Yeah.
all the way to the East Coast and play Maryland.
So like Midwest to Mideast?
Yeah. I mean, it's brutal. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it is one of the most disturbing things that I will witness this week for this college football team, that being Nebraska. And it's going to get them. The Terrapins are going to upset the Cornhuskers this week, all because they had to take a flight to Maryland. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
Front page. Cure for paralysis found.
Oh.
As wheelchair-bound man summons strength to walk out of the stadium in Iowa versus Wisconsin. Jonathan, when asked after the game, how were you cured, man? He'll simply say, I couldn't watch that shit no more.
That's horrible. So true, though. So true.
Couldn't watch it no more, Jonathan. Luke Fickle was in the eye, running it 46 times. I couldn't watch it no more. I had to go. I got up and walked out. Hey, walked this 16 years.
Bad, oh bad. Brooks,
Yeah.
we're a 2-man band tonight. It's just me and you. Usually, you know, unless it doesn't happen, it's a great opportunity for all three of us to give our takes and make our thoughts, our really inner thoughts, heard before the weekend approaches.
Deep thoughts.
And we don't get those from Christian Kirby this week because he is not here. He's not present for the Thursday show. So I dialed up the hotline. I got the green light, and I'm going to deliver this one in honor of Christian Kirby not being here.
Yeah.
So find me your finest spherical silverware because I'm hopping back on it. The Kansas Jayhawks are going to upset this weekend, take down Texas Tech. The Big 12 is wide open. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
Spherical utensil. Lit up La Flama.
It's going to happen.
Back on the
That
spoon.
was for you, Christian. You're welcome.
Dam's going to break this weekend, Jonathan.
Oh, no.
A 6-game dam going to get broke by the Beavers. Oregon State gets off the wagon, gets the first win of the season. Down goes Wake. The Beavers show up strong at the Beaver Dam.
They're winless?
My Beavers. They're rolling this weekend, Jonathan. They're getting off the mat. They're getting off the mat.
I hope so.
I'm telling you that right now.
I hope they do.
Woo. Come on, Beavers. I need it bad. They've been fighting their ass off, Jonathan. 0-5 football team, gutting it out. I love football.
Good for
I love
them.
football. I need you to get off the mat this weekend, Beavers. I need a dub. Final thoughts this weekend, Jonathan. We got a bunch of really, really good college football games this weekend, starting at noon on Saturday. A little double whammy split screen action. You got Ohio State at Illinois on that left screen, Big Ten style. On that right screen, definitely got the audio because Gus going to blow the ears out. Alabama at Missouri at noon. Let's start with Ohio State at Illinois. What's your final thought on this football game, Jonathan?
My final thought is I think that Ohio State is slowly ramping up the offensive production. They've been great on defense. Illinois, though, as I mentioned, not your typical Illinois football team or what you kind of envision them to be. We're going to play defense. We're going to run the ball. We're going to try and get out of here with a 20-17 win. They're not doing that. They're letting Luke Altmaier throw the ball all over the field. They're trying to be explosive offensively. I just don't like this matchup for them. I think that Ohio State has the better athletes on both sides of the ball. I think that Julian Sand is playing really, really efficiently in this offense, and they're picking up the pace where it needs to be had. So I like Ohio State pretty big in this one.
Obviously, Ohio State loaded down with the blue chip talent. I mean, the roster talent is at a full tilt, okay? And when that happens, when you're the underdog, when you don't have the amount of roster talent the other team does, you need individual excellence, right? You need guys like Luke Altmaier, Hank Beatty, Jaden Lucas. You need them to play outside of their mind in this football game, win their individual matchups and some, okay? And I don't like Illinois in this matchup because 2 of those 3 players I just mentioned have to spend 4 quarters playing against Ohio State defense, which I think they were the best defense in college football a year ago, and somehow they found a way to get better. All right, and they're only getting better every single week because they have a young defensive line core that's just now getting to really play snaps. All right, Kenyatta Watson, the edge rusher that came over from North Carolina, still getting in the mix. Bo Atkinson, right? Number 92, the Curry kid, playing great football over the last couple of weeks, okay? They are growing and getting better, and they're already the best defense in college football. I got Ohio State in that one, as we've talked about. Jonathan, final thought on this Alabama and Missouri game. For me, it's very simple. Run game solves all questions going into this one. If you got a question about this matchup, find it in the run game. Here's what I mean. If Missouri's going to win this football game, Ahmad Hardy is Ahmad Hardy. He has done and continue to do what he's already done through 5 football games. And on the defensive side of the football, you've won it because you've made Alabama one-dimensional. You did not allow them to do what they did against Vandy, which was find a run game. They chunked Vandy up for 160 yards on the ground, I believe, in that football game. By the midway through the 4th quarter, Vandy stacking the box, rolling safeties down. You're doing that. Anytime in this football game, you will die an explosive's death through their passing attack, okay? So if you take them and make them one-dimensional, you might have a chance to win this football game. If Alabama's running the ball, it's a wrap.
I've talked a lot about Ahmad Hardy, and I've loved up on him a lot. I was big on him in the offseason, and obviously he's done a lot this year for Missouri. I mean, he's the highlight of this offense. But, you know, I got to thinking today because I said I've been really back and forth with this matchup between these 2 teams. And correct me if I'm wrong, and I know that this isn't the old Alabama of all times. Kalen DeBoer is only in his 2nd year, but I can't think of a time where one person was able to take down Alabama. Like it took one special effort from one person.
2012, Johnny Manziel, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And Ahmad Hardy might –
Oh, no. Cam Newton. Was that before or after?
That was before Johnny.
Before. So sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
So Johnny might be the most recent example, or maybe Joe Burrow, but one of those. So, and Ahmad Hardy might be that talented. He might be good enough to be that special, but I don't know if this is a game where it can just be, if Ahmad Hardy runs for 170 yards, we're going to win this game. I don't know if it is one of those. So for me, that's just what I'm putting out there of. It's great if Ahmad Hardy does what he's supposed to and does some more in the running game for Missouri, but it's going to take someone else on that team being special. It's going to take Bo Pribula making some big plays. It's going to take Damon Wilson having the game of his life on that defense. It's going to take a lot, in my opinion.
I worry about Bo Pribula getting a little too confident.
Yeah.
I worry about that happening and him running around a little. The word frantic is what I would use right now about Bo. There's no doubt he is immensely talented, but he's supposed to be frantic. We're 5 starts in, man.
Right.
We're 5 starts in. I just worry about that frantic play leading to catastrophic turnover at some point. I think he's played pretty clean, though, to start the season, has he not?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's good. I hope that run continues because I want to see a great football game in that one. I want to see 35-28.
Yeah.
I want to see 41-34. That's what I want to see in that one. Indiana at Oregon. Speaking of another one that you hope is a great football game, it's what it keeps coming back to me in my mind. It has nothing to do with X's and O's, has nothing to do with film guy, has everything to do with coaching and pulse of your football team. I think Dan Lanning, when it comes to August through December, I don't know of a football coach I would connote more to. He understands how to get his football team up when he needs them most, okay? And this is the last – I don't mean to demean the rest of his schedule like I continue to do, but this is the last test. This is the last big one, buddy. And his teams always pass midterms with flying colors. This is a midterm. He's going to go out and pass it with flying colors.
Yeah, I mean, both of these head coaches kind of have the same mentality in the sense of they want to run it up, especially in games like this. Like, they want to do everything that they can to make sure that this looks like the most impressive thing that anybody's ever seen so far in college football. I think one coach does it better than the other because the other coach has a more complete football team, that being Dan Lanning. So that gives him the edge in this one. And again, like I know that it feels early in this Kurt Signetti run at Indiana because last year was our introduction to it, but he hasn't picked up one of these yet. He hasn't gone up against a team like this, one of the highly ranked opponents in his conference, and picked up a win. I don't see it happening this weekend.
You know who you just described?
James Franklin?
Eli Drinkowitz.
Ah.
He hasn't won one of these big games.
No.
The Tennessee game. That was it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the chat gave us a better answer, but it felt like that was it so far. And that should be it, by the way. He's at Missouri.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be beating Alabama. If he does it Saturday, guess what? Great job. Raise, extension, all that good stuff. It's hard to do these at some of these schools. Hey, Red River, Jonathan, what's your final thought on this one? For me, I mean, obviously 3:30 kickoff, Oklahoma, a dog in this one, a suspicious dog, and it's all about quarterback play, right? That's what everyone's going to talk about. Quarterback play, whether it be Arch Manning, does he struggle? Does he have a comeback? Is this a get-back game? Whether this be, is John Mateer himself? Everyone's going to talk about quarterbacks. This game will be won by which one of these defenses is most dominant. And it might be a microcosm or a byproduct of quarterback play on the other end. But the defense that impacts and dominates and strangleholds this football game the most will walk out of this rivalry with a win, period. That's my final thought on that one.
My final thought is, now that it seems like John Mateer is going to play, this one really hammers at home too for me. Between Arch Manning and John Mateer, which one of these quarterbacks is going to be able to patchwork on the fly the best? Because I think that's what it's going to take for these guys to win. Neither one of them are coming in with a great offensive line. John Mateer does not have a run game beside him that he can rely on at times. It literally is put on his shoulders. We know the deal with Texas's offensive line right now after that Florida loss. Like, can Arch Manning patchwork enough with that offensive line to create points and create explosives? Can John Mateer do enough special things outside of the pocket with his legs to make sure that they walk out of this game with a win? Whoever does that best is going to win this game.
Correction here, Jonathan. I checked this line at 6:30 right in my notes today. Oklahoma was still a 1.5-point dog. It's moved 3 points since then, with Mateer being listed as probable. They're a 1.5-point favorite now on FanDuel. So that should be noted right there. Jonathan, we got some super chubs to hit before we get out of here into the local hour. Let's talk to some of these folks. 910 Cooper says, just saw Kirby at Sky Bar in the Jackson Arnold jersey with no draws. That's crazy, bro. Dude. How'd you know he didn't have draws on?
Do we do suspensions around here?
I don't think 910 Cooper should ever be put in the penalty box.
No, not 910 Cooper. I'm talking about employees. Do we do suspensions for employees? And I'm not because he's wearing an Auburn jersey, but we're out and about with no draws on.
That's crazy work. Unless you're wearing bird dogs, they got built-in draws.
Oh, that might be the case.
Former friend of the show.
Yeah, that might be the case then.
I got bird dogs on right now.
Look at that.
How about that? Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised that known Auburn fan, Christian Kirby.
Yeah.
Taking it off.
He clearly has
faith. To go
faith.
Get hammered at Sky Bar. The only bar in Auburn. The only bar. It's a great bar. It's huge. Biggest bar I've ever been in. One of the only bars you get lost in. But the only bar. Other than a barbecue joint that sells beer. Yeah, about it.
Any other Super Chubs?
No, it was just the one, right?
Just the 910 Cooper.
Just the 910 Cooper.
Shout out 910 Cooper.
Shout out 910 Cooper. Shout out to the local hour. Shout out to this break. I'm going to get me a swig of H2O and be ready for this here local hour.
Welcome into Talk the Dog, the show where we find a bone to pick and a take to give. These are not hot takes. These is dog takes. Can I talk that dog? What's up? You like that? You really like that? Let's shut up and grind some tape.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the local hour. We're about to talk that dog as Brooks promptly on time. Right as we start this hour, we got a loaded show, as I'm sure Brooks will tell you all the details right now.
Absolutely. It's a loaded local hour, as you would imagine. Last hour, best hour here on the network. We got some Hugh Freeze quotes to talk about tonight. Auburn home stats that might surprise you in this matchup. We got a top 10 tonight. I got a top 10 ways to win or lose this football game this weekend. We're going to set the props courtesy of our friends over there at Sleeper. Of course, it's Thursday, so we got Unless It Doesn't Happen. And, of course, it's Thursday, so we've got our final thoughts. But, boys, I want to take a quick second, all right, first and foremost, to get this Let's View app up and running. But make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button, okay? Make sure you're subscribing to the network. Make sure you're grinding film studies, okay? Because here's the deal. I don't mean to. Should I challenge the audience? Should I challenge our dog audience? Sure. Are we at a point in our relationship with our Georgia fans where I can be honest and challenge them, no different than I would challenge a brother or a colleague or somebody that I cared about?
I would say that 5 years in, yeah, we've established that relationship.
All right, so let's challenge them, okay? Let's challenge them right quick. Just want to put this out here. We had one Alabama film study this week on the Alabama offense against Vandy, right? It's Ty Simpson. A little breakdown on Ty Simpson. Did about 22,000 views, Jonathan. Decent performance. Not great, decent. We did offense and defensive film on Georgia this week. You know that?
Mm-hmm.
Like 17,000 combined views between the two.
We can't be having that.
We can't be having that, man. So, look, I mean, here's the deal. People going to say, oh, Brooks done sold out. Brooks done doing this. Brooks doing that. Nah, Brooks going where the money at. That's where Brooks going. And if we, you know, but I'm going to still pour it out for these dogs. I'm going to pour it out for these dogs right here on this local hour, just like I'm going to pour it out for my friends over there at SeatGeek. Let's go ahead and throw that up. Shout out to our friends over at SeatGeek, Jonathan. I'm going to run over here, and I'm going to check this Auburn score or Auburn ticket right quick to see just how much it would cost if I want to buy a late ticket right now over there on SeatGeek. And I'm going to tell you what, no matter how much it costs, we're going to get a promo code 10% off of Film Got 10. Ooh, we're always looking for 2 tickets, me and you, even though we got credentials. How about that? We ain't got parking passes, but we got credentials. We're going to figure that out. Hey, maybe they sell parking passes over on SeatGeek. If they did, if it was allowed, they would have it. Over 35 million downloads. SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app with over 70,000 events, just like this Georgia at Auburn football game, 6:30 local kick. Looks like right here, right now, Jonathan, you can sit front row Auburn side for $442 a ticket. Ain't that
not
bad.
For night game, Cam Newton retirement.
I'm saying big-time football game, big-time SEC matchup, Deep South's oldest rivalry. Front row tickets for $442. Use promo code FilmGot10. Hey, you get $42 off that sucker right there, right now.
That's a pretty good deal.
Shout out to our friends over at SeatGeek, and shout out to you guys for supporting those who support us. All right, we got a load of local hour, Jonathan. I want to start with these Hugh Freeze quotes, okay? Christian Kirby, known vacationist, Christian Kirby, wrote a great article this week over on Bulldogs on SI, Georgia, or si.com/college/Georgia, where you can do all your fine reading of the work that we produce here on this network. Wrote a great article about Hugh Freeze's quote about Georgia lacking some twitch at the defensive end position. What were your thoughts on this comment?
My initial thought was probably not wrong.
Probably not wrong.
Not saying that Georgia doesn't have twitchy athletes on the roster, but compared to what they have had at some positions, probably not wrong.
I want to piggyback off what you just said. Compared to what they had, right? Compared to what they have had. What have they had? When you think of twitchy edge rushers at Georgia, since 2019, I think of 3 names.
I think of 2.
Okay. Go. Give me your 2.
Aziz and Nolan.
Aziz and Nolan. I think there's a third that you missed.
Who is?
He's a hybrid. But I think Jalen Walker would certainly classify as this,
for
right?
sure.
Come on, Falcons fan.
Yeah, you're right. That's
all right, so those are the 3 names that I would connote twitchy edge rushers.
Yeah.
All 3 of those. Do you know what they have in common?
They're not like 6'3", 6'2".
Yeah, they're about 6'2" and a half. They're about 245 pounds. That's what they are. Jalen a little bit heavier.
Yeah.
Aziz a little bit shorter. Whatever. You know what I mean? Like Jalen a little bit more compact than the other 2. But that's what they were. Those were the twitchy edge rushers. Guess what? They don't recruit anymore. They don't recruit 6'2", 245-pound guys. We've been talking about this for how long? 3 years? On this network since Uzo's gotten there.
Yeah.
We noticed it. Since Chidera Uzo-Deribe took over this job, we noticed, you guys are very clearly recruiting and only offering 6'5", 255-pound humans.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not north of 255 pounds, if they're not north of 6'5", if they don't project to be a real, true defensive end, we're probably not offering. We're probably not recruiting. And now, why would they do that? Why was there this stylistic shift at the University of Georgia? Do you know, Jonathan?
I mean, I don't know. Just they like bigger athletes. Typically, is what it seems like.
It's a good guess. It's a good guess. No, they realized about 3 years ago everybody was getting rid of the ball so damn quick they weren't getting home anyways. Those guys I just mentioned, those twitchy edge rushers, did any of them have 10 sacks? The answer would be no. Okay, so this isn't something that they have had great, tremendous success. And now people will say, well, Brooks, in their heyday, when they had all the freaks up there, they were in the top 20 in sacks. They were in the top 20 in pressure rates. And I would agree with you. But that's because they had one of the best defensive tackles in the history of college football, Jalen Carter, playing for them. They also had Devontae Wyatt. They also had Jordan Davis that could push the pocket. What you will never see when you turn Georgia tape on is guys relentlessly and freely, most importantly, freely rushing the quarterback. They push pockets at Georgia. They do not get freaky with edge rushers. They never have. They never have allowed these guys to play free. You know why? Because their coach is a defensive back coach by nature. He is always going to protect his backfield. And the best way to get somebody crushed in the back end is to have what happened against them against LSU. When we're trying to get home on Joe Burrow, and now all of a sudden he's leaking out, getting flat down the line of scrimmage, extending plays, hitting explosives down the field. Was very clear to me when I started studying this team in 2019, they prioritize making you make the mistake. They're not going to force it. They're not going to chase it. They're not going to over-dedicate themselves to getting a negative. No, they are going to bet over a 12-play drive against them. They're better than you, so you're not going 12 plays most of the time. And if you do, you're probably going to have a sack. You're probably going to have a penalty. You're probably going to have a TFL. You're probably going to have an incompletion that forces a 3rd and 9. All right, so that's what their priority has really always been defensively. And they've only exacerbated the fact that they don't have these twitchy guys because they're prioritizing length. And the reason they're prioritizing length is because they figured they're going to start disrupting passing windows with bigger, longer football players. By the way, this isn't just some guess. This is a conversation that's been had because I noticed a long time ago, they're not recruiting Quay Rousseau. They're not recruiting these guys anymore. They're not pursuing these guys anymore. When was the last 6'2", 245-pound edge rusher they recruited? Sam Mpemba?
Yeah.
I rest my case.
So yeah, I mean, and that's why I think it's. I know that I shouldn't say a lot of people, but I felt like there was a time in football recently where this like push became of sacks are overrated. It's an overrated stat, and I don't want to go as far as to say that they are overrated, but I do think they get focused on way too much because what people are getting at when they say that sacks are overrated is it doesn't tell the entire story of what is happening in the pocket. Like, it doesn't mean that you're not getting any pressure. It doesn't mean that you're not getting to the quarterback. It doesn't mean any of those things. It just tells you, well, they're not getting the guy on the ground. Like, I think Georgia has done a good job of getting pressure and disrupting the pocket. They just haven't been getting the guy on the ground. So if you're just checking box scores, and you're probably going to sit there and say, well, this Georgia defensive line sucks. They're just not even getting to the quarterback. They're one of the worst teams in the SEC in manufacturing sacks. It doesn't tell the whole story.
As an opinion giver, I'm always looking for ways that confirm my theories or things that make me feel right about my opinions. When Kirby's asked about pass rush, he immediately starts talking about interior defensive tackles. Immediately. He never talks about edge rushers. You know why? He ain't letting them get loose. Their job is to push tackles and keep that quarterback inside the pocket. At least that's what I see. No edge rushing coach in the world would want guys just running right through tackles, being disciplined rushers all the time. No, they want them to chase sacks too. So, and by the way, when I studied Aziz and when I studied Nolan, I feel like most of their great sacks, most of their impactful sacks were off play action when they're converting run to pass. That's what Aziz Ojolari was great at. Go look at his sacks. He's got a couple I beat the tackle cleans, but most of his sacks are, I fit the run fit. I snatched this guy down on his face. I'm quick enough to get to the quarterback now. That's what was great about him. My theory also on this is you don't blitz zero like a lot of these great sack football teams do. Like Tennessee's top 10 in sacks right now.
Second in the country.
They blitz zero way more than everybody else. That's why you beat them, by the way. So you don't do this. You never overcommit yourself. Now, here's where you got to find the happy medium. The moment it doesn't matter, you're still giving up explosives, buddy, we're going to have to start getting home. We're going to have to start committing. And right now, they're top 35. Yeah. They're not top 10 in explosives allowed. They have to get better in the back end, or they have to start getting home. We're getting to the point where this is a real thing, but they don't have Twitch. You're right, they don't. They stopped recruiting it a while back. They're prioritizing length and size.
Yeah.
So
I know that.
By the way, Auburn does too.
Yeah. I know that some people in the chat were starting to mention Chris Jones as some guy. That guy was a linebacker who they have now morphed into a guy that might be an edge rusher for them. So they didn't recruit him to be an edge rusher. They recruited him to play linebacker, and now it's like, well, we got too many dudes to play a linebacker. You're good enough and talented enough to where you can probably play edge rusher, and now you're starting to see some of it. So, yeah, you do have some twitch there.
By the way, it was you're moving down there because Damon left.
Yeah.
You're moving down there because we lost the defensive end, and now we're having to find people to go down there. We're having to put weight on Gabe Harris. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like all of that was and it all really stems, like we can boil it down to as simple as like modern college football.
Yeah.
Damon Wilson right now is one of the most highest producing edge rushers in college football, and he should be on your roster.
Mm-hmm.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
The other Hugh quote, I want to read this to you. This is we're closer than the experts think quote. Quote, man, I know that we're doing the things the right way with our kids, with our team. And I know our young kids are going to be really, really good, and they're really, really talented, and they deserve to have a chance to win those games that we've been in those last few weeks. And we as a staff have to do everything in our power to afford them that opportunity. So I wanted to read this quote to ask you, Jonathan, and ask our chat tonight, just how close is Auburn?
By looking at the scoreboard, you could say that they are close. Just saying that they've been in close games against Oklahoma and Texas A&M, two teams that a lot of people are talking about as maybe two of the best teams in the conference right now. So if you look at it from that standpoint, I would say that, yeah, you are close. You were in close games against two really good teams. But then you look at it elsewhere, and I don't think it's to blame like the players that they have or anything by that means. They have a talented roster, but I think it's the fact that there's some things on that team right now that I think you're doing a disservice to, and how you're using certain guys and how you're running this offense and how you're kind of stuck in your ways at this point.
Jonathan, I was told the other day they spent $1.5 million on that tackle. They spent $1.5 million on their quarterback. They spent about $1 million on Cam Coleman and about $1 million on Eric Singleton. What's that? That's $5 million? That's what I just racked up. They spent $5 million on four players that should impact their passing game, and they're putrid in the passing department. That right there alone is a failure, right? Yeah, I think he would agree with that.
Yeah.
The head football coach out there would agree with that. But to answer the question of how close are they, about 150 yards of traditional offense. Like not gimmicky, not RPO-y, not hope for an explosive, not chunk it down the field. I'm talking about real offense because they sputter so fast as an offense. They are one of the fastest 3-and-out football teams in the SEC right now, and it's because they don't have sustainable offense. They don't have real every down it will work, answers everywhere to be had type of offense. They think that is what it is with the RPO, but they're getting dictated by the RPO right now. And we've shown it on film. And the last two football games, Auburn fan, if you're listening to this today wondering, why do our backs only have 8 carries over the last two football games?
I think so, yeah.
Why? Because defenses are forcing pull reads from your quarterbacks because you're constantly running RPOs. So they're just loading the box, making sure the quarterback has to pull the football and throw it. They're making Jackson Arnold and really Eric Singleton beat them right now, and you're 0 for 2. And the crazy thing is you damn near won them. Like you're in a fourth quarter football game with anemics on offense. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. So you are close. You're 150 yards in my opinion. One solid possession, and then our defense gave us a short field. We managed to score with it again. You're that away from 2 top 10 wins on the road.
Yeah.
But your head football coach is your offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how it like automatically gets better because this has been the offense for 13 seasons now, by the way.
Yeah.
This is what he does.
And this has been Auburn since he's gotten there, basically. They feel like a team that is close, but the progress isn't there. It doesn't feel like they're getting closer. They've just been close.
What's blown my mind, Jonathan, is how quickly the fan base turned on him.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, I thought maybe there would be a return on investment for us here because I thought maybe the Auburn fans that hated me during the spring and summer and all year last year when I'm just absolutely crushing Hugh and they're showing up ready to crush me for it. I thought they might have some, hey, where's that fat-headed guy with glasses? He was right. I need to go watch him. Ain't none of that going on. So maybe we just need to love everybody, Jonathan.
Nah.
So everybody could come here and we could pander to them.
Nah.
And they could feel good. And then they'll leave going, man, he made me feel good. I'm going to come back. Not, man, he said something that made me didn't feel very good, made me feel uncomfortable. Shoot.
Nah. That ain't us.
Nah, we're all right. Where we at? Oh, Auburn's home stats. Did you see these?
Yeah, I did see these. Very, very interesting.
Now, it makes sense because they've been a bad football team for 4 years. But these home splits, particularly in conference, have been really, really bad the last 4 years. This place is spooky intentions, particularly during October, during a spooky month, especially for you, right, as a Georgia football fan listening to this today. But, guys, they're 5-11 at home in conference play the last 4 seasons. 5-11. Jonathan, this football team lost home games last year to Cal, Arkansas, and Vandy.
Ooh.
Yeah, they lost to New Mexico State the year before. Hey, Diego Pavia is undefeated at Jordan-Hare with New Mexico State and Vandy. By the way, sidebar here. To the Penn State fans that showed up in my mentions correcting me, telling me it was actually New Mexico, not New Mexico State that UNLV or that Penn State lost to, or what was that?
UCLA lost to.
UCLA lost to. What are you doing correcting that one? You know what I mean? Like it made that loss feel that much better. You know what I mean? hey, no. UNLV was 0-4 with a loss to New Mexico, not New Mexico State. Oh, yeah, you're right. Keep James Franklin. It's okay. Thought that was weird. But yeah, 5-11 at home in conference play.
And like in hindsight, like I know that a lot of people like the voodoo magic and the spookiness of Jordan-Hare is what everybody talks about for Auburn. And while I understand it, I think it's just a case of you play close football games there because Auburn is a talented team more times than not. Like, that's what it is. And I know that Alabama fans resonate with that because they got Nick Saban multiple times when Gus Malzahn was there. So it feels like it's a spooky place to play. And then Georgia had that horrible play happen in 2013, so it feels like a spooky place. When in reality, like, you've handled business against this team more times than not. And I know that your most recent loss was against them on the road. But
I mean, I wouldn't say, Jonathan, that you've handled business.
You've won.
You've won. Kirby specifically in this place. And they might be 5-11 over their last 4 years as a football team in conference, but you specifically have not exactly like walked in there and walked out flawlessly without any casualties. 2017 was obviously a loss. Mm-hmm. You avenged that 3 weeks later in the SEC championship game. 2019 was the we gonna pucker up and sweat this one out against Bo Nix for 2 quarters in the second half. I don't remember what the final score on that one was.
I believe it was 21-14.
And I believe they took 65 snaps in the second half. I mean, it was ridiculous. 2021, you handled them. Mm-hmm. That was the damn Lad McConkey just embarrassed those
Who
boys.
Is this white wide receiver they have?
Who's 84? He looks real scrappy. Get the Wes Welker B-roll ready. 2023 was the
Brock Bowers game.
Yeah, Brock Bowers game, but it was a little sweaty for
first
3.5
career road
quarters.
start for Carson Beck, all that stuff. So, I mean, yeah, you've had close games there, and that's expected in rivalries. I mean, that's what you expect from anybody. Almost anytime you have like one of these big-time rivalries, like a lot of history. I think there's a lot of times where Georgia fans go into a neutral site stadium against Florida, and they don't exactly expect to beat them down other than the times where they had McElwain as a head coach or things like that. Like, other than that, you kind of expect it to be a close game because it's a rivalry, so anything can happen. Like, a lot of things are talked about this way. So I think that, yes, it is hard to play there. It's hard to play on the road. Kirby Smart's sentiments on playing on the road in this conference are true, but there hasn't been any recent examples of like why you should be this fearful of it.
Weren't they 6-6 in 2023 or 5-7?
Yeah, they weren't very good.
I mean, they gave you a run.
Oh yeah, they did everything they could to win.
They gave you a run.
Mm-hmm.
Two early turnovers in that football game, though.
Two turnovers. One was in second half, like right out of the second half.
By the way, it wasn't a Dejon Edwards fumble.
Oscar Delp.
Yeah.
Oscar Delp.
Dejon fumble got reviewed.
Yes.
Chat's always correcting us.
We knew Dejon. We should have known better. Dejon don't fumble.
Dejon's never fumbled.
Never.
Wouldn't dare.
So, yeah, that is weird, though, how – like, I feel like I don't know how other – like, outside of Georgia and Alabama, I don't know how other fan bases feel about playing at Jordan-Hare, but knowing that stat of 5-11 at home – hey, you know what, Auburn fans? Maybe it's a good thing that you're playing Baylor in Atlanta next year. Maybe you don't need to be playing that one at home. Maybe they were right to take that one away from you. Maybe they were just doing you a favor.
Wonk asked a question that the chat said was a good one. I know it's not super chub, but we'll go ahead and get to it right now. It says, Brooks, if you're an elite pass rusher, why would they consider UGA if we don't let them play that way? Sorry, don't really know how to word my question without it sounding negative. I asked Kirby this question last year, didn't I?
Yeah.
Was this last year?
Mm-hmm.
It was a total lob to the Brody right as he was walking off the podium. They do get counter recruited with this all the time. All the time. Sack stats, so and so, yada yada yada. They just show. He told me and everybody, and it went viral. We just show them the draft records. Like, they can stat pad all they want. The NFL likes what we do too because they draft them. I mean, Trayvon Walker had 4.5 sacks. He had 7 career sacks.
Yeah.
He had 7 career sacks.
Number
1 overall pick.
Michael Williams, 13th overall.
Yeah. Jalen Walker had 7 in one season. 12th overall.
15th.
Sorry. Yeah. Net difference of $1.5 million when he made 20.
Yep.
Yeah. So I get it. I definitely get it. But nowadays, guys, I don't even think like that's the stuff you get kind of recruited on. Nowadays, I think you have to worry about, we have a 5-star that we can pay $1.1 million or we can pay $900,000. We have to worry about, can school B pay him $2 million? And then we have to recruit against that. Like, I think that's the bigger concern for these elite blue chip prospects, in my opinion. So there's that. Top 10 ways to win or lose this football game. You ready, Jonathan?
Oh, I'm ready.
Number 10. Easy. The environment. So SEC road game. If you let the environment take over, you can lose this football game. If you go out there and handle it and play it clean, you have a good opportunity to win this football game. Number 9. I think it's a major key with how much they play zone coverage on early downs, with how much they blitz on late downs, on third down. You have got to get Zachariah Branch touches on premier early downs, 1st and 10, 2nd and 4. We have to get him an opportunity to keep us out of third down. And I think a great way to do that is yards after catch opportunities against zone coverage. Let him, for lack of a better term, let him do some of the stuff Malachi Toney does. You know, where just go find a void. Find a void right now. Gunner's going to rip one, put it on your chest, catch it, make somebody miss, go pick up 12 yards. Bang, 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 bang. Do that instead of, getting into some of these third downs. Help it allow you to avoid these. Now, number 8, and I don't even want to mention this. I really don't. All right? But it's the reality. Monroe Freeling is break glass in case of emergencies. Okay? We assume he's still listed as questionable?
Yes.
Okay. So Ernest Green still listed as questionable?
Yes.
Man, you're like one rolled up ankle at tackle from it being a real problem like it was at Tennessee. I know Bo Hughley has come in and played really, really good. All right. But what if he gets hurt? What if Juan Gaston gets hurt? Like now all of a sudden we're playing a suspect at one of the tackle spots. And we saw what that did to that football game at Tennessee. You had to basically play 4 on 5. Yeah. All football game. It was bad. So that worries me going into this football game. Number 7. It does everybody, by the way. Like, everybody's rail thin at offensive line right now. Number 7, did Auburn win the bye? And what do I mean by this? Has Hugh Freeze found a way to find those 150 yards we just got done talking about? Has he found a way to actually have some real offense, not RPO? I'm very curious to see that. Number 6, Auburn's offense versus third down. It's lost them the last 2 football games. It damn sure can lose it here for them. Number 5, same thing on the other side of the football. Auburn's ability to blitz and get home on third down themselves on the defensive side of the football. They're going to walk 7, guys. They're going to walk 7 right up on the line of scrimmage, and you're either going to have to full max protect it to get a ball off, or you're going to have to check into a zero check, whether that be a screen, whether that be immediate rub, whatever it be. You're going to have to figure out third down against their blitz packages. Number 4, Hugh's microphone. Hugh's microphone. It can win them or lose this football game. That is Hugh Freeze football. You're going to watch him over there with that clicker talking to Jackson Arnold, and it's all about whether or not Schumann can lie to him enough. All right, when he's over there telling his quarterback what he thinks he sees from the sideline, if he's seeing the wrong thing, like sometimes he does, it could cause problems for his quarterback. Number 3, use sleeves.
Sleeves.
How many tricks he got up them? How many tricks he got up them sleeves against this Georgia football team? He's had a couple the last couple of years. Don't get smacked by him. Watch out for them sleeves. All right. Number 2, Cam Coleman. Number 1, Auburn's defense versus the run. If they make you one-dimensional. Jonathan, how many points are you scoring if I told you? If I say, hey, how many points is Georgia scoring if you know for a fact they're going to get held under 130 yards rushing in this football game?
21.
So that's a key. If Auburn can limit the amount of chunk plays, limit the amount of actual efficiency in that run game from Georgia, they're going to hold you to a little amount of points, I think.
I'm glad you brought up Auburn's run defense because I went and looked at some numbers for an article that I was doing for Bulldogs on SI.
Are they letting it spit?
Let me
go ahead.
Based on the teams that they face. So the Tigers right now are allowing an average of 88 yards on the ground. Here are the rushing offenses that they have faced this year. They have faced Oklahoma, who ranks 97th in the country. They have faced Baylor, who ranks 86th in the country. They have faced Ball State, who ranks 73rd in the country. They have faced South Alabama, who ranks 31st in the country. And they have faced Texas A&M, who ranks 37th. South Alabama managed to rush for 140 yards against Auburn. The Aggies last week 2 weeks ago managed to run for 207 yards against this Auburn defense. So the 2 best rushing offenses that they faced this year, they've been able to run the ball. I would say that Georgia's run game is better than South Alabama's run game. I would say that it's probably equal to, or probably Texas A&M might have a slight edge talent-wise with Le'Veon Moss in the running the ball, but I think you got more options. I think Georgia has more options in the running back room right now. And Georgia ranks higher than Texas A&M does right now running the ball. And you got a quarterback that adds into the run game.
Ranking slave, Jonathan Williams.
Just saying. The stats are saying that when they face teams that can run the ball,
blame the stats.
They give up the run.
Blame the stats.
I'm not blaming the stats. I'm just saying.
Credit the stats.
There you go.
Credit in the stats. I like that.
Because, and this is why I did this, because when I sat here watching film with you and we were watching that Texas A&M game happen, and I know I just said that they ran for 207 yards, I came away thinking Georgia can run the ball against that team. I think that Georgia will be able to run the ball against Auburn. I think they're going to be able to manufacture explosives with the run game. That's just my thought process, though. So that's why I wanted to see, do the numbers actually back this up, or am I just making this up? So, yeah, I have that. I also have a few that I wanted to add to your list, not to make your top 10 to top 14, but I got 4 other things I wanted to mention. How each team starts this game. How you start this game offensively if you're Georgia, and how you start this game defensively. I think it's more important that you start this game great defensively. If you can just go ahead and shut down Auburn quickly in the first quarter of this game on their offensive possessions, I think you just kind of suck the juice out of that stadium real quick, because that's been the detriment to this team, that they're not moving the ball. And if you get everybody in that stadium thinking, oh, here we go, it's going to be another one of those days for us, I think you'll find yourself in a good position. Number 2, plays that flip field position. You had multiple of these last time you played them on the road in 2023. The Peyton Thorne 63-yard run, or however long it was, that flipped the field immediately. 67-yard run, that flipped the field immediately. Oscar Delp's fumble coming out of the second half, they gave Auburn the ball immediately at the 50-yard line. There were multiple plays where Auburn was able to flip the field position very quickly, and you can't have that. And speaking of that as well, explosive plays or penalties that extend drives for Auburn. Every single drive that Auburn scored against you in 2023 was either given by a 15-yard penalty or also by an explosive play. Peyton Thorne had a big run. They had a 35-yard rush. They got them in the scoring position. That's what you have to avoid.
I know Christian's not watching right now, but we got him. You don't even know, but we got him.
Oh.
We got him.
You
have no idea what you did, do you?
No.
Walked right into it. What a sucker. Hey, you were talking about somebody's production in this football game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you think Georgia's going to be able to run the ball? That's what you said.
Yeah.
Think Georgia's going to be able to run the ball?
I think so.
You think you got you willing to put your money where your mouth is?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like on Sleeper, maybe?
Oh, I'm always willing to put my money on Sleeper.
I mean, definitely. And using promo code Brooks over there, you'll get a 100% deposit match, up to $100 with our friends over at Sleeper. Let's get into the props.
Let's do it.
Jonathan, you started with the rushing yards. Let's start there. Gunnar Stockton. How many yards do you think Gunnar Stockton is going to rush for on Saturday? Give me the market.
I would pin Gunnar Stockton somewhere around.
No cheating.
I'm not looking.
No cheating.
I would put him around 23.5.
I got it at 20.
Okay.
23.5, suspicious. The line's 25.5, John.
Okay.
We're going to stay away. Let's stay away.
Just rule of thumb, I would stay away from most quarterback rushing yards in college because sacks can be a detriment to you in that regard. So I would typically stay away from those no matter what.
How about Jackson Arnold? I know you just said you're going to stay away from it, but what would the market be?
I'd say they probably think he's going to have more than Gunnar. I'd probably put Jackson around like 33.
Even with the sacks, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I put it at 25. The line's 36.5. We think we like the under there, huh?
I would take the under knowing that Auburn has allowed the most sacks in the country.
All right, let's take the under. Let's stay away from Jeremiah Cobb.
I mean, it's one sack that could take you out of that.
Let's stay away from Jeremiah Cobb. Their traditional run carries have been so.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch Auburn's run game right now.
All right, let's go over to passing yards. What would you set the market for old Gunnar Stockton?
They've been pretty consistent with him this year. They put it around the same range, so I'm going to guess like 233.
I set it at 205. The line's 208.5.
208.
You like the over, huh?
It is a zone-heavy defense.
It is.
And didn't throw for that against Kentucky.
Didn't throw for that against Austin Peay or Gunnar or Marshall
or Alabama. So yeah, I'd probably take the under there.
All right, let's hit the under on that one. How about Jackson Arnold? What would you set that at?
Gosh, this will be telling of what they think about Georgia's secondary, in my opinion. I would put Jackson Arnold around. If they have Gunnar at 208, they probably have him at like 204.
I set the line at 170. The line's 170.5.
Oh,
Jonathan, he ain't throw for 150 yards against a Power 5 opponent, right?
Yeah,
it was less than that against Baylor, less than that against A&M, less than that against.
He ran the ball all over Baylor.
I know. How about we take that under instead of Gunnar's?
I'll take that under.
All right, let's take that under instead. Actually, we can't. Let's take Gunnar's under. All right, let's submit that. Actually, before we do that, let's see what Branch has got. What do you think about Zachariah Branch in this matchup, Jonathan? Receiving yards.
He leads the nation in yards after the catch. Leads the nation.
Must be all those screen passes.
Yeah, all those nasty, stupid screens that they run.
Hey, how about Todd Monken getting called for firing for screen
passes?
I
thought that was so rich.
That was biblical.
So rich.
That was poetic.
If Georgia fans have not seen this.
Edgar Allan Poe couldn't write a better poem than that.
If Georgia fans haven't seen this, Baltimore Ravens fans on Sunday were calling for Todd Monken's neck because he's running too many screens.
On third down.
Too many screens from Todd Monken.
Fire, Bobo. Zachariah Branch. I set it at 40 yards.
Oh, I'd put him in the 50s. I'd say like 52.
The line's 43.5.
I'd take the over, but that's just me.
How about Cam Coleman?
Ooh. Typically, guys
70.
like him, they typically seem to be on the lower end than what I think for guys like this. They probably have him at like 49.
He set at 60 yards.
Ooh, that's a little steep for me.
Yeah, I'm submitting this two-way entry right now with Jackson Arnold. We went less than 36.5 rushing yards. Gunnar Stockton less than 208.5 passing yards. Let's go ahead and put that dub on that. Shout out to our friends over at Sleeper. If you want to get in on that action, use promo code Brooks. For you first-time users, you get a 100% deposit match up to $100. Jonathan, it's Thursday, which means we have unless it doesn't happen.
Yes, we do.
What do you got for me this week, Jonathan?
I
got you.
Okay.
Hey, you ready for this?
Oh, I'm ready.
Put us in two. I'm feeling frisky. Gunnar Glockton goes Rambo style. Gunnar has another insane road performance. An absolute road warrior. You heard it here first. Jonathan, he needs the thrills. He needs them. He needs to feel like the whole world's against him. He needs to feel like it's caving in on him. Balls out. You heard it here first, Gunnar Glockton.
Think of the performances that he's been the best in. I'd say he played well against Texas. I'd say he played well against Notre Dame. I'd say he played well against Tennessee. if you had to pick the 3 games where the environment was the most intense, I'd say it'd be those 3 games, with the Georgia home game against Alabama being a close one as well. There might be some truth to that, to be honest. There might be. Like, maybe it is just one of the, and I said it going into the Tennessee game of, maybe this guy just, like, maybe that's what he lives off of. Maybe that's what he needs to
He's an adrenaline junkie, Jonathan.
Yeah, I mean.
He's a cliff diver.
I could see it.
Likes to rock a wingsuit.
I like the take. Cam Coleman gets Georgia once for a big play early in the game. Talking about like a 40-yard gain, 50-yard gain. They get him one. They're able to get him one early. Like in the scenario where Georgia at first, how they like to open up games at first, how they just kind of play basic defense. We do what we do. We don't want to bracket coverage him yet. And then next thing you know, Cam Coleman gets a 50-yard gain on you, and it's like, oh, never mind. All right, we got to change some things up. So Cam Coleman has a big explosive early on in this game. He catches just 2 more passes for less than 20 yards for the remainder of the game. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
I got the game plan right now. Are you ready?
Oh, let's hear it.
This is what I would do. I don't know what they're going to do. Every time they line up in that attached 12 look that we saw, you know what I'm doing?
What?
I'm sending number 1 or whoever, Daniel, Ellis, DeMello. I'm sending them over there to guard Cam Coleman, and I'm going to take KJ Bolden, and I'm going to roll him over the top, and we're going to play bracket. And on the other side, Dalen Everett going to give Eric Singleton everything he's got. And then guess what? Kyron Jones, you get to play that box free, son. You just go hunt.
You know,
that's the defense I'm playing on Saturday.
I actually like this because, you know, earlier in the week, I said that one of my hot takes was that they're going to bring out the Missouri defensive game plan, have Dalen travel with Cam Coleman.
No need.
I like your idea better. Let's put the young corner with the over-the-top help.
Give him help all day.
And then we'll put Dalen on the island against the second option.
Matter of fact, squat on the comeback, son.
Yeah.
You got KJ Bolden over the top of you. We're good. And it's all y'all are doing. KJ, don't even worry about run fit. We're going to let 31 cover everything. We're going to play the box with 8, one of them being a deep safety. We're going to play one-on-one man coverage out here with Dalen Everett on Eric Singleton, and we're going to bracket these 2 guys.
I like this.
That's what I'm doing.
I like it a lot. All right.
You heard it.
I said it earlier. I think Georgia's going to be able to run the game. So much so, Georgia's running game outgains Auburn's entire offense in the second half. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
And here's how it's done. Chauncey Bowens goes for over 123, or excuse me, 2 30-yard rippers in this football game. You heard it here first.
Ooh, all right. All right. How about a defensive one for you?
Oh, I got another one with you.
C.J. Allen gets a strip sack this weekend. You get the stat of the sack, and then you also get the turnover as well. I could just envision it. You know, Jackson Arnold take a little RPO rolling outside the pocket. C.J. Allen hunts him down, strip
sack. Hey, guess what? And that's the only sack Georgia has while holding Auburn to fewer than 21 points.
Ooh.
1 sack in the football game, defensive domination. You heard it here first.
I got another one. We're talking about Zachariah Branch receiving yards. Do we like it?
That's way too good. That's got to be safe for last. Sorry.
Do we like Zachariah Branch's over? Do we like the under? What do we expect for him in this game? As I mentioned, leads the nation right now in yards after the catch. I think he's going to get quite a few opportunities this weekend. Give me Zachariah Branch over 100 yards receiving in this game. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
I wish he liked the name Zach instead of Zachariah, because leading the nation in yak, little yak with Zach. I mean, it's right there for you. A little yickety yak Zach. I mean, it's all right there. But no, we like Zachariah. Hey, mama call him Zachariah. I'm gonna call him Zachariah.
That's right.
You know,
that's right.
Them's the rules. Nah.
Come on. You just gonna leave us all on a cliffhanger right now? You got it written down.
Reports surfaced this week that left tackle from Auburn might be deaf. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Trouble hearing.
It's death this weekend. Chris Cole gets after him. Chris Cole gets after him.
They go
$1.5 million? That ain't death. That's dealt. You in dealt. You spent way too much money on a left tackle.
Hey.
I wonder how many people know Cat Williams.
Oh, I know Cat Williams. I'm not familiar with that one.
Talking about I'm gonna hit it once and die.
God. Man. Guess it wasn't hearing, buddy. That's unfortunate.
Talking about I'm gonna hit it once and die. I got stuff to do today.
Oh my gosh.
You got another one?
I'm all out.
Oh, I got 2 more.
I spent them all.
I got 2 more. Deuce Knight might be the 3. Deuce Knight might be the 3. You heard it here first. Debut Saturday after getting trounced. Got to throw him out there. He makes it close. Second half saves the job.
He's a 3, but he's going to play?
Yeah, you heard it. You heard it here first.
What about our boy?
Come on, you got it. No, you got this. I know you do.
Daniels.
Yep.
Not Jalen. Ashton Daniels.
Attaboy!
Ashton Daniels from Stanford.
Attaboy. Nice.
Thank you for letting me run into that myself.
Yeah, no doubt. I got one more for you. Psh. He's breaking glass, right?
Oh,
Monroe Freeman, a little psh.
Thought you're
break
opening the
glass,
spaceship.
Little break glass in case of emergency. You heard it here first. Monroe Freeling cascades down on a wire Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 12 style in this football game and saves the Georgia football season. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
that would be insane. What if he flies? What if the What if the eagle? What if the eagle picks up Monroe Freeling and brings him into the stadium?
I know I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. You don't watch WWE, so you don't know what I'm doing right now.
I've never watched WWE.
That's the Heartbreak Kiss intro song.
Don't mean a hill of beans to me.
Guy's not a ball knower. That's unfortunate.
Didn't know there were balls in WWE.
Lots of them. I got a positional breakdown if we want it.
Oh, yeah, we need to finish this out. We got a Georgia defense versus Auburn offense, right?
Yeah. Whole lot of UGA up on this one.
Oh,
Spoiler alert.
So,
Can you ad-lib for me?
absolutely. So if you're curious as to why we're about to do positional breakdowns the way that we're about to do them, if you're new to this for some reason, you might see on Twitter every now and then someone is on their Twitter page doing positional breakdowns for Georgia versus Auburn. And what you'll see them do is Georgia's offensive line versus Auburn's offensive line. Well, that's not the smart way to do it because does Auburn's offensive line face Georgia's offensive line? Absolutely not.
Chin music. All right, here we go. Not bad. On the lift there.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
All right, here we go. JD. First down. All right. Start with the defensive line versus the offensive line. Okay. We got the linebackers versus all. A lot going on this weekend versus this Auburn. Okay, a lot of quarterback read option, a lot of quarterback mesh, a lot of quarterback midline, a lot of jet sweep, a lot of tight end pops, a lot of eye discipline stuff going on. The linebacker from Georgia. Cornerbacks versus
Hey, hit your mic with an unmute.
Cornerbacks versus wide receivers. All right. We got safeties. Good job, Jonathan. We got safeties versus all. All right. We got O-line. Oh, excuse me. That's OC versus DC. All right. And then, of course, we got quarterback versus all. All right. Spoiler alert. I like Hugh versus Hugh right now. All right. I definitely like Georgia versus what's going on at the quarterback position right now for Auburn. All right. This offensive line for Auburn has given up a plethora of sacks. Mm-hmm. I think you'd have to be a lunatic to pick them against anybody right about now. So give me Georgia. All right. Linebackers versus all. Running backs not getting a lot of touches right about now at Auburn. Georgia's linebackers playing good football right about now despite, hey, look, here's the deal. I want to get out in front of this, okay? C.J. Allen is a great college football player. He will not be drafted like he is a superstar, all right? There are some limitations with his NFL pedigree, all right? There is some tightness in his hips. There is some limitations in terms of the physical skill sets. He's not 6'4". He's not 230 pounds. He's not these things. But he will be a third-round draft pick, and he will live in the league for a long time because he's a great football player. Just want to get that out there because, when I talk about him, when we watch him, we think he's one of the biggest bright spots on this defense. But you're not going to see him talked about as a top 3 linebacker eval going into the draft this year, and that's going to conflate some of the coverage around here. It's going to make you think that I was talking him up when in reality what we do on Saturdays doesn't always translate onto Sundays. So I just haven't wanted to get that out there. Now, safeties versus all. Jonathan, I do not like the tight end core from Auburn. I don't think they're all that special. I really don't. Okay. Cornerbacks versus wide receiver. It's the one. I don't know why I wrote safety right there. UGA. I would give them a stern advantage right here.
They're talented
at wide receiver. And here's my question. If you're an Auburn fan, listen to this. Is this enough? Okay. Do you have enough of a slant right here in this advantage? Okay. Do you have enough of an advantage in this department to win the football game? We've talked about it. I solely and truly 100% believe when I say Cam Coleman is good enough to beat somebody. He is good enough to beat somebody by himself. Just don't let it be you. I would not allow it to be you. The other thing is really, really, really weird, Jonathan, about what Auburn does is everybody knows what I just said. Everybody knows the game plan is to make sure Cam doesn't beat you. And do you know what Hugh does not do? He doesn't hide this guy at all. He allows you to eliminate him by structure. If you want to play 10 over 11, he'll let you do that. And it's crazy to me because most teams don't. Most teams will find ways to hide Jeremiah Smith. Most teams will find ways to hide Marvin Harrison. Most teams will find this week, I guarantee you, say what you want about Billy, he ain't going to let Dallas Wilson get completely taken out of the football game. He won't. He's one of his best players. So it does baffle me how often, Jonathan, I watch Hugh Freeze just be like, oh, you want to take away Cam today? That's fine. You gave us an advantage. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. We took your best player away. We gave ourselves an advantage.
Yeah, and for a guy that has been calling offense for such a long time, and he's had these dominant X receivers before, by the way. He's had the DK Metcalfs of the world. He's had the A.J. Browns of the world. Like, we can't be creative enough to make sure that when you get another one of these guys, when you get a Cam Coleman, that we could be creative enough to get him the ball?
Jonathan, they were doing – go back and watch DK Metcalf's college tape. Doing the same stuff.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Like, AJ was a yards after catch guy for them and was great with the ball in his hands like he is in college, in pro ball now. But DK was verticals and comebacks. That's all he did off RPOs. Guess what they're doing with Cam right now?
Comebacks and
it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame because he's a great football player.
And it makes no sense to me because, like, and that's why I brought that up, because a guy that has had history with great X receivers, like this body type of wide receivers, you would think this guy would be better than anybody at being creative with them. But that's not the case.
And what's even crazier to me is, like, once a season, he'll put a drive together that is dynamite. Dynamite. Dude is just dealing. And 9 times out of 10, it's against Georgia or it's against Alabama or it's against a game he feels like he's got to play tight or got to play close against. So it's almost like he tries. He works. The other days, he's just like, hey, red 5, blue, yellow. Like, that's how simple their RPO calls are because that's what they are. All right, Jonathan, massive football game this weekend between Georgia and Auburn. Let's get our final thoughts. What is your final thoughts going into this football game? I should say, what are your final thoughts going into this football game?
I truly don't know how to feel about this game because when I see Vegas has the line at 3.5, that makes me feel some type of way about, okay, going to be a close game like it typically is at Auburn. But then there's also part of me that's like, you look at Auburn on paper, you look at the stats, you look at the offense, and you're like, Georgia should beat the crap out of this team. Like that's how it feels sometimes. Like looking at them and breaking them down, it's like Georgia is better than this team. Georgia should handle this team, but there's just too many conflicting feelings. But I will say this, is that it comes down to a couple of questions for me. One, is Georgia's secondary going to do their job in this game? Are they going to keep the explosives down? Are they going to help the defense get off the field on third down when you get them in those situations? If the secondary takes care of those two things and they don't like bust assignments and have guys running wide open for like if they don't let Eric Singleton take a slant for 60 yards because someone had bad eyes or whatever, like if they do that thing, they're going to be okay. And then also, is Georgia going to be able to run the ball consistently? If they can do those two things, in my opinion, I think Georgia probably does handle them. If they're just able to run the ball at will, if Georgia's secondary has the best game to date this year against this team, I think Georgia probably handles them. So that's how I feel about this game. That's my final thoughts, but I don't know. I mean, don't be shocked if it is a fourth quarter football game and you got to drive with 5 minutes left on the clock to go win the game. Like if it's that situation, I wouldn't be shocked.
All right, so when you go to play Hugh Freeze, all the way since 2012 is his first year as a head coach at Ole Miss, all the way 13 years later to now at 2025. When you go to prepare for that offense, it starts and stops with stopping the RPO. And I would do the same exact thing that the last 2 SEC football teams have done, and we've talked about it a lot this week, but we're going to reiterate it here to end the show on our final thoughts. I would dictate pull reads every single time. I would make this quarterback in Jackson Arnold throw footballs into one-on-one situations in a crowded box. The last several weeks, the amount of times I've watched Jackson Arnold have to throw around a free defender that's about to hit him and complete a 6-yard comeback and hope his wide receiver broke a tackle so we can finally be explosive. Or the amount of times I've watched him, the box is loaded, I pull the football, Cam Coleman is bracketed, can Eric Singleton bail us out for a 50-yard explosive? That's been the crux of their offense for the last 2 weeks. And since teams, about midway through that second quarter against Oklahoma, since teams have started to bracket Cam Coleman, there have been no explosives. There has been no success on third down. Hell, there hadn't been much success on first and second down in this offense since teams have done that. Okay, so they have to find an answer for that. I also expect this offense to be a little bit more vanilla and give Jackson Arnold a lot more automatic gives, even if it means they're being a little bit belligerent and a little bit hard-headed with the run game, because he's not only talked about it for the last 2 weeks, I think he has to do it. He has to go out there and run the football and try to shorten the length of this football game and limit the amount of possessions on both sides. And to me, I've said it again, if you allow me to bracket Cam Coleman, I'm just going to do it. 1 and 4, or whoever the young corner is, whether it's DeMello, whether it's Ellis, whether Daniel Harris had a good enough week of practice to be out there, I would travel the young corner with Cam Coleman, and I would spin KJ Bolden over the top of him and play bracket coverage over him all day. If you're going to leave him out there at X by himself, that's what we'll do. And we will play 9 on 10 everywhere else. I've already given you the game plan of what I would do. Dalen Everett would be on Eric Singleton. We would bracket Cam Coleman, and then we would play it 8 tight in the box. That's what we would do all day long. And we would live with the results at the end of it. And I think we'd like the results at the end of that. 31's going to hunt the box this weekend. Wouldn't even be bothered by the pass. This Auburn defense has damn near beaten 2 top 10 football teams by themselves on the road.
Yep.
You should know that. Okay, you should know that going into this as a football fan, watching this football game. If you're a Georgia fan looking up going, what in the hell? We're way better than this football team. Why is it 14-10? Well, because their defense has done this to 2 top 10 football teams. By the way, both of those offenses, far more explosive than you. Far more explosive than you. But data says so. Oklahoma and
Texas A&M.
Texas A&M, far more explosive football teams than you as an offense right now. And they got stranglehold by this football team. So don't be surprised if they do it to you, right? They are a balance of vets and young talent. They have a bunch of, and Keldrick Falk, they have a bunch of 4th-year, 5th-year seniors that didn't necessarily have draftable grades that wanted to come back to Auburn, and Keldrick Falk, the junior, who's going to be a top 50 player. The rest of the roster is elite, talented blue-chip freshmen. They make plays like talented blue-chip freshmen. They also make mistakes like blue-chip freshmen do. Okay, so there is that to be noted and be paid attention to in this football game. They do play a little bit of Meg coverage. Man, everywhere he goes, they'll, if you line up in, let's call it 5 wide, or let's say 3-by-1, all right, they might leave that X receiver by himself over there. If that's the case, I'm hunting those opportunities every single time. Why? Because I feel like my quarterback is comfortable in those situations, right? Gunnar Stockton, in my opinion, is most comfortable when he is seeing man-to-man coverage. Didn't you run into a stat that confirmed this today?
Georgia is the most efficient passing offense against man coverage in the entire country right now.
One more time.
Georgia is the most efficient passing offense in the country against man coverage right now.
Film, stats. When they match, you have a fact. Okay? I feel like way too many times people are taking a clip that they see and running with it as pure fact, or taking a stat that they see and running with it as pure fact. That's how we contextualize both, right? When we take a film note or we take a football observation like that right there, Gunnar is dynamite against man coverage. Don't you ever dare to play it. And then back it with a stat. Bam. That's what that is right there. That's how we do it around here. We love seeing that. Hey, how many deep shots did you get a chance to complete? Did you notice how I said that? How many deep shots do you get a chance to complete? I don't need you to complete them. I need you to protect them this week. That's what I need. Because I think if you get them protected, Noah Thomas and Colby Young are going to win this weekend. They're going to win downfield, especially Noah, because by God, it's going to be like seeing candy fall from the sky for him, because he ain't seen it all damn year. Get an opportunity for that guy to get the football. Gotta have it. I think this is the most important one. Most important one. Because you're not just going to get the RPO comebacks and goes. You know what Hugh Freeze is going to do to you on Saturday, don't you?
Trick
at
plays.
Least 3 times. Trick plays, yeah. But at least 3 times, he's going to hunt an explosive through a seam fade. through a seam fade. He's done it every single year. He's ran the slot receiver on a go ball against your nickel. I think he did it 3 times against Tyke Smith.
Yeah.
I think last year he tried it 3 or 4 times or once or twice until he realized, oh, crap, 24's covering that guy. Never mind. We won't do that. Now we'll just try to run it with Jaquez Hunter out here and hope Peyton Thorne doesn't pull the wrong trap door on 4th and 4.
Super Chubb's first, but there's a question in the chat that says, what happens if Gunner does get comfortable against zone coverage? I would say you become perhaps the most dangerous offense in this conference. You can run the ball at will. If then you have a quarterback that's comfortable with seeing anything and throwing against anything that a defense could throw at you, you got the weapons to
Honestly,
do it.
there's no more answers defensively. There's no more answers. If this guy's going to throw for 300 yards against a predominantly zone coverage football team, there are no answers for how to stop Georgia's deep offense. Just like we talked about the Alabama. The moment Alabama figured out a run game, there was no answers. You just, hey, we got to have to score more than them today, but this is what it is. The moment there are no more limitations, no more hesitations. I'm not even going to call them limitations.
Yeah.
Because I don't even think his eyes are in the wrong spot.
No.
I think there's hesitations. The moment we remove hesitations from this quarterback against zone coverage, you're a 40-point per game football team because you can run it again.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get to these Super Chubs, Jonathan. There's probably a couple more here. Do you write something? The takes are too accurate, and y'all are exposing us. LOL. Dr. J, what's jamming in the ride on the way home tonight? Much love. Go Appomattox Raiders. Shout out to the Appomattox Raiders.
Usually at night, I go for something a little more low-key.
A little mellow?
Yeah, just to kind of turn the brain off a little bit. And usually for me, that's either going to be Kenny Chesney or it's going to be Eric Church. Or actually, I'll give a shout-out right here. Zach John King, up-and-coming artist right now. You should check him out. Dog fan, too.
No free shout-outs, Zach John King.
He deserves one. He makes good music right now. Dog fan. You should check him out.
Hell yeah. Nobody asked me, but I'll be watching Person of Interest to calm down tonight.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Watching Reese get out here, find the next person, the next number. You excited for this weekend?
I am excited. I like Auburn. Gonna be a long day, that's for sure.
Already
long
complaining.
day. I'm not complaining.
That sounded like a pretext to a complaint. It's gonna be a long day, son. You cover football for a living.
Yeah. You ever heard me complain about covering football for a living?
I think I just did.
No, I said it's a fact. It's gonna be a long day. A long, good day.
Imagine how long it'd have been if I'd made you go to Friday Night's Mike tomorrow. Yeah. You know, some of us do. I'm not this week, but some of us do. Some of us do. Some of us are lunatics, Jonathan. Hey, I love you guys. I love that you're lunatics for this platform as well. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button on your way out. I love you. We'll talk to you later.